What's up, everyone? Hopefully, you're doing well, enjoying this lovely Saturday if you are on this side of the hemisphere. And obviously, if you're elsewhere, it might be early morning for you or, enjoying whatever time it is wherever you are. I want to thank you for joining me this evening. Today is just to talk about any kind of sports leading up to the Races Grand Prix that will start at the top of the hour. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Great track and field activity happening in all sort of places. Most recently, yesterday they had the Edwin Moses Classic there. The Diamond League was there the day before, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to chopping up some stuff. There's some interesting things happening. The Cricket World Cup. If you're a cricketer, you would have been anticipating the start of the Cricket World Cup come tomorrow. Come tonight. United States takes on Canada in a matter of an hour and change, and so I'm looking forward to that too. But the West Indies kicks off tomorrow. I'll be on for that watch along. Also, we'll watch along the Stockholm Diamond League. So yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about. Uh, Champions League final today. There's a lot of things that happened today. You know what they say with Champions League. Real Madrid in the final, and they always find a way to win. So if I'm no Real Madrid fan, but you got to appreciate their hunger for European cups, and they certainly don't play when it comes to that. So yeah, a number of things I definitely want to get to this evening. And yeah, make sure you put your stuff in the comments. As usual, I get it up on the screen. Anything you want to talk about related to sport, I'm up for it as best as possible. And we'll watch the Racers Grand Prix and talk about what some of the events there. There's Noah Lyles there. Don't forget to like for sure. That helps us out a lot. Appreciate those of you who always hit the like button. Noah Lyles is there in Jamaica. I'm looking forward to seeing that kind of stuff and how good he might be. But yeah, but I want to talk quickly as we start to think about things, what happened yesterday. So we saw Sydney McLaughlin, the great Sydney McLaughlin, open up over 400-meter hurdles. So she's back to the 400-meter hurdles this year. She's not trying to run 400 meters flat at the Olympics. She's clearly going to retain her Olympic title. That's what she's hoping to do. Clearly, there will be stiff competition from Femke Bol, no doubt, but McLaughlin opened up in spectacular form yesterday. I don't know if you watch it. It was in Atlanta. 52.70. It's a ridiculous time to open up. She clearly dominated the field. There's no competition there. Usually, there's no competition now against Sydney when she runs 400, unless Femke is in the mix. I guess Mohammed would have said something as well, but her cycle is at the end in comparison to those two. And 52.70, I want us to put that in context. I mean, she hurdled well. She looked decent. I watched it a few times. I could watch it again to see if there's anything there. But the sheer time of that we should put into some serious context. What that means, if you really think about it, it's what, the 34th fastest time ever. This is ridiculous. That in the history of the sport, that's the 34th fastest time ever to be run. If that was an individual outside of a McLaughlin, that would just put her in the top 10. That would have put ahead of Sally Gulling, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think the great British athlete Sally Gunnell of shined in the 90s and 80s, 90s. There, she had a 52.74. So if this time was by anybody else than Sydney, I guess, or Femke, that would seriously put them up in the top 10 list. So it's a special time, extremely special time that now is accompanied, or this has now accompanied the 200 meters that we saw a few weeks ago at the Los Angeles Grand Prix. She's in great shape, and what can we say? There's no real. We ain't. I guess as long as she stays healthy, she will just head straight into the mix. Ah, it's really good to see you. I see you. No dominant performances from some of the major sprint stars this year. What is going on? I wish I knew the answer to that. I really wish I knew the answer to that. I would I would say there is the horizon of the Olympics that I have to imagine is part of it. People want to be sure, probably, because we're seeing it a lot, right? We saw that good time from Shakar the other day, but that was, that's Eugene. That's also a good win. No, I'm not taking away from it, but I'm just kind of think through the big stars. They haven't done anything yet. Even when you think about the context of a Julian Alfred or some of these upcoming athletes, they themselves haven't started to drop any remarkable times that we would anticipate. It just could be the cycle and how they're cycling, I imagine. That certainly is not the same message that many of the distance runners are getting, right? We saw fantastic performances across men and women most recently in the distances, right? Look at what we saw in the Oslo games, the Bislett Diamond League on Thursday. Was it Thursday? We saw that great performance by Geberit, 12:36:73. That's like what, second fastest of all time now or something like that. It was ridiculous, Ethiopian record, all sort of stuff. So I mean, and we've seen women doing well over the 800 meters as well. So, in the field, I mean, I think there were some world class performances in the field on both sides so far. Men's discus, women's discus. There's Mondo broke a world record, but that's Mondo. So yeah, to put things into real context, I don't really, I'm not quite sure. We'll see. I mean, tomorrow is what, Stockholm Diamond League. We'll see what we get again. Sharika Jackson will be there. I don't know if she'll acquit herself differently, but you look across the board and you're not seeing any low 10-8s yet, or from the big stars on the women, and so certainly also on the men's side too. We'll see what happens later today from Lyles, if he'll do anything special there in Jamaica, and but I wonder. I mean, it's a late season. The Olympics is the end of July into August. I think people might be cautious, but I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts on it is. I mean, you have any sense of what you think is happening? Because we're about a month away from national championships across the board for most places. We saw some good times recently too. There's European Championships coming up soon, so what we saw from Matthew Hudson-Smith was really spectacular. I don't know if he's in a cycle that will get him to perform well at the European Championships, and then set himself up again for the Olympics. But a lot of athletes are a little bit late, especially some of the well-known athletes, and yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what your guys' take are. I'm not. I think Sonia asked me the other day about if I'm worried about the performances from Sharika Jackson, and she asked on a chat, and I think I spent some time to think through it. I didn't give a really big deep response, but my thoughts on it is that, I mean, you look at it in principle, like out of context, and it seems concerning, especially when it looks when the times aren't where you want it to be, and then but but I think they I guess the way I should say it is the athletes haven't expressed any injuries that we know of publicly that we can talk about, and many of them are prepared by really exceptional people. So I think a part of me gets me to think that it's uh it's a situation where you hope they will be ready, but in the next few weeks are when we're really gonna have to gauge what's happening. And by the time we get into the US and the Jamaica and all the different national championships, we'll get a better sense of what's going on, because from that point in time into the Olympics is also another month-ish or so, right? I think. And yeah, but I don't know. But but in fairness, some of the sprints are not giving us what we want. But we've seen some excellent performances in the 400-meter hurdles. The big three there, they are firing in some really spectacular fashion. What we saw from first Dos Santos, then Rai Benjamin, then back to Dos Santos. Clearly, we saw that 300-meter hurdles from Karsten Warholm. He looked like he almost would have won that race had he not clipped the hurdle, and Dos Santos beats him in at the Bislett Games. Those are some fantastic times. You know, we it's amazing, right? Like what we saw there was special. So I'm not a. I think on some on some levels it's not a bad situation, right? To get people running 46.63 and a 46.70, another 46.6 something, what, 65 from Rye or something like that. Those guys are ready. It's going to be a massive showdown. What we saw from Sydney yesterday, and I'm sure once Femke touches the scene as well, we'll see something special there. But yeah, as you say, we're not seeing anybody pull up trees in the 100 meters or the 200 meters as yet. I'm not 100% concerned at the moment. I'll see what we'll get later on as we progress. Uh, you're looking forward to new world record in women's 400-meter hurdles and 100-meter hurdles. All right, yeah. Okay. I think you are spot on there. So when was it? Last year, Femke ran 51.45, right? So that's third fastest of all time. Only Sydney has run 51.41, and then obviously that world record that she did at 50.68. So those are some fantastic times. Femke has also improved tremendously over the flat four world indoor 400-meter short track, or as they call it, short track now. The record, you can see it, more experience, relay running, extremely strong, the capacity or lung power, outrageous. So you get her coming in, and I think she'll come in extremely fit. And what we're seeing now from Sydney, I think you're right on this. I think we should anticipate that it's possible. It is possible. It's one of the few records that I think that could potentially be I think if you're good enough, you might be able to do something there. Will we get a record? I don't know. I know for sure we'll get a fantastic race. I've been talking about the record stuff, and my producers, we've been working on a new video about the track, so we'll see what happens there. But I don't. I'm already going out on a limb that I don't know if I'll anticipate a lot of records in Paris. I mean, it's possible, but I doubt it. Just for more so from an environmental reason in terms of and not environmental and the conditions in terms of what we might get and the structure of the stadium. But I think we'll get fine performances. So I think there's possibility that that record could definitely go at the Olympics for sure, given what those two athletes can do. Yeah. The 100-meter hurdles for women, I think you're spot on there as well. I think we're in a golden generation or a sustained period of gold, or maybe we've always had a golden generation when you think about what these women are capable of doing. And yeah, let's see what Toby Amundsen comes with. Obviously, Camacho Quinn. I mean, there's so many athletes out there that's the one race that I actually don't think anybody can predict. It's even when you have athletes pushing up against the world record, I don't think you can even predict sometimes, if I'm being honest. I certainly think that you need to be in a 12-2 shape to assure a podium spot. You may not need it, but I think you might need to make sure your body's in that kind of a shape, especially in what we know some of these capable women can do. You never know. Danielle Williams can pop up. It's super competitive. First, we got to get athletes to the Olympics because we don't know what will happen at trials, but I certainly think there's a space for that. So I think you're right. I think those two could potentially go again, but it's also conditions too. Conditions matter where it happens. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it. I mean, the U.S. will be really strong too. Who knows? Yeah. Let me see what you're saying here, Imran. Are you ready for tomorrow, West Indies versus Papua New Guinea? I am ready. I will be on. We'll be doing a little watch along on that. I will start by watching along. I think the the Diamond League that's happening in Stockholm. Then I'll transition into that. But I'm cautiously excited about what will happen there. I'm hoping that it will be a proper annihilation. You want to start strong. Don't want to leave anything for chance. Should be good. You know, the World Cup kicks off in an hour. I suppose USA Canada. I'll put it on one of my screens here, and while we watch races and watch other grand and other stuff. But yeah, I am actually optimistic for that. Thanks everybody for joining me. This is a pre-show for the before the races Grand Prix starts, which I think it starts at the top of the hour. Give me a like if you haven't. I appreciate that. I think it helps make other people know that there's good stuff going on here. And, subscribe if you haven't. I suspect many of you have already subscribed to the channel, but if you have not, do that. And then obviously hit the notification bell if you happen to, because that way you know when we drop videos and when we come live. Thanks. Yeah, so that's back to if I may, I'll go back to some other track and field stuff. I thought yesterday too was good. For I saw, Kenny Harrison. Since we're in the mix of the potential records again, she looked good. 1260. But it was a competitive race. The what's the other woman that ran 1265? I think 1263 and 1265 was in the race. The Clemens and Atherley, I think. So it was really good. Good running there, and I think, but I think Kendra, as long as she's healthy, she'll start really well. I mean, she's a fantastic former record holder. Maybe I've had some missteps in terms of tactical stuff, especially at the last year or two. I thought at Budapest, run the sequences of how fast she ran was really off. But we'll see. I think she'll be in the mix certainly once they make the team. It was good to see Hayes too over 400 meters. Not bad timing. It was like 50:88. We also saw the returning Nasser as well. Didn't look as good as previously, but that's another story in of itself. Yeah. 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 Let me get to your comment quick. What do I think of Real Madrid's performance today? I think what happened today was what Real Madrid do and what big clubs do is that they find a way to win. I think Dortmund had the game to win. They certainly should have walked into the first half up at least by one goal. It could be two. Really some missed chances there for Borussia Dortmund. I thought they set up well. Initially their Real Madrid was on the front foot, then they found a way in the game, and every time Real Madrid somewhat attacked, there was a good counter, and there's a lot of space available for some of the wide players there for Dortmund, Sancho, and so on. But they didn't capitalize on it. And if you don't take your chances, and I was speaking to somebody as I was watching the game, and I was saying to myself, this is going to be a classic Real Madrid sucker punch, or any kind of big team sucker punch where they're gonna, and not that Dortmund isn't a big team, I don't want to say that, but in terms of what really happens, and they didn't. I mean, Danny Carvajal found a way, and then Vinny Jr. is just like spectacular, and then it's over, and then Dortmund thought they pulled one back, but it was offside. So I think for Borussia Dortmund, the lessons missed chances. For Real Madrid, they're like, okay, we always win, and in truth, they do, right? And they've been having a splendid season. What they played, 56 games, and they only lost twice, if that's the performance. And now what, 15 European Cups, well, Champions League / European Cups. They own it. They like to think they own it. I think they think about that more than winning La Liga titles. So, that's something that, and they're a well-run club now. You have to be honest with yourself. If you're really thinking, if you're Manchester United, if you're whoever, you look to Real Madrid and you realize that they're doing proper football program for a good while now. I mean, Perez learned his lesson many years ago when he Florentino Perez, that is, when he initiated the Galactica project. It just never yielded the kind of trophies that you'd anticipated with the kind of level of players that they have. But now they've really come into their own in over the last 15 years or so, where they've really figured out a way to get, obviously still attract high class talent, but the cycling of the players, when to move on. Some players that you think that might not be ready to move on, and then they blood a new midfield and they figure it out. That's what they do. And on top of that, the businesses, which is also an interesting thing, because finances used to be an issue for Madrid in years gone by, which, if you follow the space, there's all these funny accounting, but forget about that part. But the Bernabeu is just like a fantastic new stadium that they've unveiled, multi-purpose. It's going to have concerts, everything. It's just fantastic. So mall inside of it. So Paris has supervised another level of high quality performances for them, and I don't think there's going to be any kind of decline. Mbappe is going there, as many people know, and so they still attract the big name, but they're cycling out. So this kind of replacement of what they do with Modric or Toni Kroos or so on, they'll figure it out. But you gotta hold your hands up to them, and they find a way out to do it. Yeah. Sub Sinclair, only PSG and Man City can't. I guess you're saying, hold I can't Real Madrid this year. Yeah, and you think about it, and those two teams are also bankrolled by nation states in a sense, right? They are but they do have well-run operations as well, but Real Madrid, everything, for a traditionally big name club, obviously the other two aren't at that kind of level in terms of history. I'm not dissing them. I don't want to, everybody knows I'm a United fan, so I'm not trying to diss City or anything, but it's there's it's beyond just the product on the field. You see everything around the organization and structure, and you realize that they're really well run. And that's the thing. That's the thing. If you're being honest with yourself, you have to put your hand up to Florentino Perez, because he learned his lesson. Because when he was ousted for that period of time after the Galactica project, and what was it, Calderon that came in, and they had a whole different structure, because Calderon brought in Ronaldo, and yeah, Madrid is just different. Can't I don't even know what to say. And they'll find a way. They'll literally find a way. But PSG, interesting. I don't know what they'll do. They're hunting a Champions League. It just can't seem to come. They also tried the Galactica project. Neymar, Messi was there. Mbappe, it didn't work. I'm not quite sure it can work. There's also questions about the league itself, right? Like, there's only a few. I mean, even when they don't win the league, which is a rarity nowadays, but it's just not the competition is not where you want it to be. And I think money alone can only attract players so much. But they've tried their darnest to win a Champions League, and it hasn't happened. Yeah, hasn't happened. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to line up this racist track club thing here to see what's going on. Hopefully, the coverage is decent. Who knows? It may not be. The one thing I don't like about the one spot coverage is that you never have like on demand features. You can't even go back. Yeah, it's just like buffering on my head now. All right, yeah. So that's that. Really good stuff happening in sport or track and field. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Any kind of sport, cricket? Yeah. I'm up for it. Basketball. Who knows? The business of sport. I know I don't come on here and talk a lot about that, but that's always something interesting to me too, and policies regarding sport. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also reflecting again on the business games, because I did a watch along, but I didn't come back and do like a full review of it. But I mean, it was fantastic to see that. To be honest with you, that was some next level, some good performances there. I also want to, again, I want to highlight the men's discus because I thought what we've been seeing from Mikolos Alekna is nothing short of spectacular. Dropped a meet record. What was it? 70.91. He's just consistently above 70 meters this year. Clearly broke the world record this year at 74.35, and that in, was it Oklahoma? Yeah, windy. But he's a cut above the rest, and hopefully he'll feature well at the Olympics. I don't think the record will go in again, but I suspect if we can get a few guys above 70 meters, they're definitely capable guys of doing that. We've had guys done, Kristen Chev has already done a 70.48 for the season as well. So, you know, Daniel Stahl hasn't gone that far this year, but there's a bunch of things on the men's discus side that I'm pleased about, and hopefully we'll get to see some good stuff there. Yeah. What else? I want to talk about a few other things before this track meet starts. To be honest with you, there is some interesting stuff coming up at that track meet. There is maybe I could go through some of that stuff too. The starting lineup for women's 400 meters is like all Jamaica lineup outside of Jackson, from the United States. There's Williams in there, Cherokee Young. There's Stacy and Williams too, Ashley Williams. There's a Guyanese Abrams too as well. Sorry, and Janelle Bromfield and Candice McLeod. So I don't know what to expect there. I think triple jump should be interesting because there's, whenever Jaden Hibbert touches the sand, you should expect something spectacular. He's already done 17.57 this year, and it's on a short run up to. I'm anticipating at some point this season he'll get over 18 meters. I think Hibbert is the one special talent that could potentially, break that long-standing record there that happened in Gothenburg in 1995. I mean, I think, yeah, that could go if he gets it right on the day. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, certainly excited for that. What else is happening on the roster? On the lineup, men's 200 meters, or so Jareem Richards would be there. The guy from Trinidad, I think he's an interesting kind of talent. Can he get into the mix this year? I don't think so. But we don't really know what happened in men's 200 this year. I'm not quite. You obviously know Lyles will start favorite every day. Let's see, Tobago is having this fantastic season coming in to the start of the season, clearly with what we saw over 400 meters and also 300 meters. But then, he has had a tragic moment for him losing his mother. So I don't know what that might do in terms of the rest of his season. And whatever happens, we shouldn't even be thinking about that. We should just be thinking about him, and hopefully he can find a way to grieve and move on at some point. Well, not move on, but try to pick up the pieces or so. But Kung Fu Kenny has been doing really well this season, also over 400 meters. So yeah, over 200 meters. I apologize. So that interesting kind of stuff there. I'm certainly looking forward to the 100 meters. I mean, on a women's side, I want to see what Julian Alfred will do. There's also Crystal Stoley, who's also Slowly, who's gone with a 11:09 already for the season. So she looks interesting. We'll see what we'll get. We'll get a chance to see Kemba Nelson as well. There's the Clayton sister, Tina. But I want to see where Alfred is at this moment in particular. There's also Briscoe from the United States in the lineup. So that should be an interesting race. And then clearly at the end of the night, we'll get to see the special man himself, Noah Lyles. He'll line up against this is going to be a fantastic race because you get the likes of Oblique Seville, we haven't seen over 100 yet. Zarnell Hughes, obviously. found his way on the podium. Uh, Ferdinand Amanyala, you know, not running as fast as he anticipated, but has already gone sub 10 this season, 9.98. I don't know if he's thinking about it differently. Also, Golson, the kid that ran at 994 last year or so, and then clearly Noah Lyles, who had a breakout year, winning the World Championship 100 meters, and certainly is looking forward to something special come the Olympics. I think he's trying to get as many medals as he can. So, yeah, that will end the night. So I'm looking forward to that. That I don't know. Yeah, I saw that. Haven't been, I haven't been spending a lot of time there. So Brian, I didn't. Good to see you. Good to have you back on. I was just going through a few things while I adjust my my races Grand Prix thing, and as usual, I know you guys could be anywhere, but appreciate you guys all hanging out with me as we watch some of the the diamond, well, as we watch some of these things. Yeah. uh I don't know. I mean, I suspect they'll find a way, but that's a different story. I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that. I need to talk to some people on that. I haven't been keeping much up on Jamaica football, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. 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 Thanks everybody for joining me. Getting your thoughts, your comments, anything you want to talk about. You know, Brian, you can watch it on One Spot Media. You got to pay for it though. I think it was like $15. So, it's I paid for it a few days ago. So I think I don't know how much is it. I know they changed the price on it. I was in Paris and I forgot to buy the early bird special, but I think it's $15 or 14.99 for it or so. Yeah. So I'm gonna like just watch it and talk about it as best as I can. I have to rely on their stuff. I think, uh, as usual, I don't know how good. Well, if you watch Champ, sometimes they don't always update the the times the way you want. But yeah, we'll see. I'm just right now. I'm seeing is just like a overhead shot. I don't think it start. I think long jump starts in not in a not too. Yeah, I think the long jump will start first. And that should be decent. There is Tajay Gale there as well. Uh, who else is there that I can? There's a guy called Sean Thompson there who has a PB of like 820. So yeah, but that will kick things off first. They have long jump. There's also 400-meter hurdles for women uh, on tap. So I think they're running it like a proper like diamond, like a diamond league style. So let's see what we get from them. There's also discus throw for men. Yeah. So if they do it well, it should be a quick, tight pack a meet. Let's see what we get. Yeah, but you gotta get you have to get the One Spot Media thing if you want to watch it. I think it's $14. Yeah. Yeah. And if I know some people might come on thinking I'm streaming, but I never stream because I don't want to get those are copyright violations. So yeah. Yeah. Appreciate that, Brian. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, what else? I mean, what else? So yeah, I talked about the performances this week in Bislett Games. I think that was spectacular. Sydney yesterday was fantastic, and for sure that she's in excellent shape. That 52.70 is, as I mentioned at the top of the show, is the 34th fastest time in history. And if that was run by like any other person, that would put them in the top 10 as fastest individuals over women's 400 meters. So the context is really important. And I think once you get a fit Femke Bowl and a fit Sydney McLaughlin, fireworks in Paris. Quite sure. I don't know what if that would really mean a world record. It could, yeah, but we'll see. Yeah, we will see. I imagine that Femke is gonna go do her best to go sub 51, and so I think you really have to be in world record shape. Just as I think you have to be in world record shape for men's 400-meter hurdles, because the big three are back, and it's just unfortunate that if you're not capable of running low. First of all, if you're not capable of going sub 47, you have no chance on the podium. It's mind-boggling. It's really mind-boggling. Because those of you who are old enough would have remembered Kevin Young. I remember that Barcelona Olympics. I remember when he came back again in Stuttgart in '93, and he had just pushed his time out there, and no one approached those times. And then Varm comes, and then subsequently now you've had Rai Benjamin, you've had Dos Santos, and they're really moving the sport forward. And I think if those guys are really fit and healthy and do the right thing, we may get a sub 46 again. So the space for that is interesting. And it's going to be unfortunate that you're running some times that can't get you on the medal podium. It's just sometimes that's the era we live in sport, right? Now, when you think about men's 100 meters, we're not getting the times that we got in the previous era. So sometimes sport spoils you, you know? Yeah. And you don't get what you want. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to a number of that. I'm really looking forward to women's distances this season as well, because I really think that, yeah, I think what we'll get there is a bunch of world records in the future again. I just think that's where we are. Yeah. Yeah, right now we have a poll running. 46% of the people say they think Noah Lyles will win this evening. 31% have Oblique Seville and Ferdinand Omenialo, and no one is giving Zarnel Hughes any love, which is an interesting thing. Yeah, Zarnel Hughes finally delivered, and we'll see what he's capable of doing. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining me. Yeah, I don't know what's your sporting weekend like. So far it's been really good for me. Cricket. I'm actually gonna put on the Cricket World Cup in a second to kicks off with the longest rivalry in cricket, Canada versus the United States. Many people don't know this, which is interesting. And if you live in the United States like me, or you grew up here, you realize that there was a moment in history where cricket could have been the main sport, the pastime, and not not baseball. It's a kind of interesting dynamic there. Yeah. So yeah. So again, an aerial shot there of Jamaica National Stadium, which people might hate me for saying this, but it has to go. This is just not a. It's built in the 1960s. It's just not a 21st century. It's not even a 20th, a proper 21st century stadium. And I think they should really think about a new thing. Yeah, yeah. Women's 800-meter unpredictable. A new champion may emerge in Paris. Good point there. So I think it depends. First, we have to see where Athing is. She pulled out recently of those meets with a strained hamstring. Keely Hutchinson came back, and she look like she's back. I mean, I think what I'm seeing from the South African is also interesting. Tactically, if we were to break the 800 meters down from a tactical standpoint, you realize, and I think I might be, maybe people might disagree with me on this, but I think Mary Mora is fantastic in terms of how to set up a race and when to go. So she's special. But what we saw in Eugene from Keely to go 1:55.78, it shows that she's in an interesting space. I felt last year Keely missed an opportunity to win in Budapest. I think she messed up there, and I think that's really on her mind. And I think her coach too. I think they're really working on a solid strategy. But Prudence Segodiso, if I got that pronounced, I always butcher names. She's interesting. She's done a 157 this season. She's consistently winning. She won in Bislett. Yeah. Then you have Gemma Rike in the mix this year too, but I don't know where her ceiling is. She's gone a 157 to, Nakai. There's also the Ethiopian too that's done a 157. What's her name? Duguma. So I think you're right. There's might be an unpredictable nature. I want, yeah, and the fact that a thing is injured, I don't know how bad of injury. I think there is more of a precautionary thing, but at some point she has to run. But last year we saw when she came out in at the end in Eugene in the Diamond League final, she was brilliant. So I guess my thinking on this, if I'm being honest with you, is that what we need here is thanks for that to Brian. There is that one that young Brit that run the Phoebe, I think which Phoebe, I think her name is, or so Gill ran 157 this year as well, 57.87. Yeah, she's also interesting, but I don't know if she'll break on the scene. Like it's hard, right? Like I mean, but she could potentially make that team for Great Britain. So uh that would be special to see a 16-year-old doing that. But I don't know if I want to put her in the mix yet. But to answer your question, I feel like if you really want to be confident of a medal podium at the Paris Olympics, you want to find yourself in a 155 low shape. That's tough, but it might be that's where you probably need to be. But I like what I'm seeing because there's a bunch of women who are capable of running super fast times. And you may get to a semifinal and not uh and you may not get a 157 may not get you in the final. That's kind of an interesting thing. Uh yeah, you Yulimar Rojas, very unfortunate. She ruptured her Achilles, and I know what that feels like. Clearly, I don't know what it feels like to be an elite athlete or anything like that, but I do know what it feels to rupture your Achilles, and it's sad. But she looks like she's on the mend. The recovery is is back, and obviously, when you're a world class athlete like that, you can get really high quality training and rehab facilities much more than regular folks going to rehab. And so the science on, and because I read up on this before, so the science on recovery for at least for general population, I don't know what's the science on like for uh, elite athletes, is that you could heal properly within 6 month period on a Achilles tendon. And if it's not a full tear in the sense that they didn't have to go get like tissue from somewhere else, and they probably did what they call a burrito method where they just wrap it up and just do it. 6 months you can come back, but when they look at the numbers, the data, if you wait 9 months before you come back, you have a 50% decline in re-injuring it. So I don't know how quick. I mean, the season's done for her. There's no need. So she could basically just call it off and just try to come back in time for next season, which would be fully healed. And there's a World Championships in Tokyo next year, right? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's unfortunate that she can't be there. Yulimar can't be there because that's a sure gold medal. So somebody will pick up a gold medal in the women's 1500 meter. Not what am I saying? The women's triple jump, and we're thinking, who knows? I mean, Tia Lafont could surprise. There's Shanika Ricketts. There's a bunch of athletes that can find a way on that medal podium. If we, if they're serious about the 1500 meters, not the triple jump. Why I keep saying 1500 meters? I apologize. But yeah, I mean, so far, Tia Lafon has done the best this year indoors, obviously. But there's Hernandez too. I think she's done a 1492, but that was indoors as well. So we haven't seen anybody pull up anything massive close to 15 meters yet. But it's going to be interesting. So I think the gold medal for triple jump at the Paris Olympics wide open, wide open. Yeah, especially without that. We've lost some other people too. Like I think you've lost Jasmine Sawyers in long jump, but I don't think she would have factored for the medal in the end. And then you're getting a return from Mihambo in the in the long jump as well. And there's a bunch of new athletes coming in the cycle. Obviously, there's the Texan there who's gone over 7 meters already for the season. So I think the jumps are in an interesting place. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of that too, we talked about the revolution and thanks everybody for joining me. Just watching along on this racist thing. They haven't talked. The great Glenn Mills right now is giving a speech on. I guess he's opening the thing. I'm not listening to him in particular, but that's what I'm seeing on my screen right now. But I want to go back quickly. World Athletics again is toying with some interesting stuff. I don't know if you guys saw that they're thinking about doing a mix 4x100 meters. I don't know your thoughts on this. Anybody interested to see a mix 4x1? We saw one of those already before. I think Usain Bolt ran in one of them some years ago. I think Jenna Prandini was in it too. I can't, yeah, was maybe Asafa Paul too. I can't remember, but that's one of the things that they're thinking about coming into. They want to trial. Obviously, they're trialing a lot of interesting stuff like takeoff zone, and I talked about that earlier this year. But I don't know what I think about a mix 4x1. I mean, the mix. I've come accustomed to the mix 4x4, and I actually like how they've streamlined it now. Instead of having the free for all, like athletes must be, they don't separate them anymore. They separate the genders now, but and at first I wasn't sure my thoughts on that, but I think it looks better as a spectacle. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's interesting to see some guy running down a woman or the other way around or so. But yeah, mixed 4x1 is something that World Athletics are trialing soon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now there is like music happening at the event. I don't really know why they just don't get on with this, but yeah, but I guess you have to get some stuff. Uh Thoughts on men's 400 meters? That's also interesting this season. Uh, I was really impressed by Matty Hudson Smith on when was it Thursday when he dropped that 44.07. That's interesting. We haven't seen any sub 44s yet or officially any sub 44s yet in men's 400 meters as well. Mike Norman is back. He did deliver a good 41.21 in Los Angeles recently as well. So it should be interesting. I think for men's 400 meters, we can't call anything yet. It's good to see Stephen Gardner back. He won at Golden Spikes on, what was that, Tuesday? Yeah, 49.39 he pulled off there. But he ran really well, but he got Alexander Doom was really hunting him down at the end. But it's good to see Gardner back. I think if Gardner's really healthy and he finds enough form by the time the Olympics gets around, then I think he'll probably win. I think that's how I feel. But the 400 meters are in an interesting space, and we haven't seen the world champion yet as well. So yeah. I'm missing out a lot of these comments here. Am I missing out on any of these comments? I guess not. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah. I'm just getting a view of the National Stadium in Jamaica. It seems like it's really empty. Yeah. I don't really know why there's entertainment in uh for singing here. Uh, Athletes need more money than those ridiculous changes. Very interesting question here. Yeah, comment rather. They do. Those changes are all over the place. I still don't think World Athletics understand the sport. So gimmicks don't work, or changes or so. So yeah, the takeoff zone, in like, just to use that to context, I understand why they're trying to come with that, because half the time you don't know if it's a legal jump, or even though now with the automated system in terms of measuring, it's much faster, but it's still not a great spectacle on television, because you still have to check it and so on. So now if you just have a zone and you land anywhere, the measurement would be automatic. I get it. I understand it. I understand it. A lot of people don't like it, but I do understand what they're trying to do there from a TV standpoint. And if we're being real, the long jump is a evolutionary process as well. We go back to what, 1912 Olympics was the last time we had a standing jump. Then we moved on. So it's not like there's not changes in the sport, and I get it. You know, I think the last standing jump world Olympian was Ray Erie or something like that. So, and then the sport changes, and it's the long jump is one of the few sports, along with like the javelin and something like looking at the discus, that is a holdover from ancient Olympia, or in a sense. So I understand that, but back to this idea of money. The only way money comes into sport is not what Michael Johnson, I think, is going to try to do, or any of these fancy leagues. The only way money can get into the sport is to grow the sport. So you have to have people watching around the world for sure, but you also have to grow the sport in the biggest markets. So you can't grow the sport in a country where they don't have a lot of cash to spend money on participating and going and watching. So you have to grow the sport in major markets like the United States. Like track and field is a sideshow. I live here. I know. We see them, but it's not a thing. It's not structured in a way that can be, make it entertaining enough for people to go spend their money. They don't understand half of these events. So you have to grow the sport, no doubt about it. If you don't grow that baseline of people, and so the only time eyes are really on track and field is in the Olympics. And outside of all of you guys who always want to watch track and field, but we don't count. Like it's just a marginal number. You need the levels of watching that you'll get at the Olympics on the sport is what you need to know. Say, can you steal 25% of those people and transform them into true fans who will then want to buy subscription, or and just always want to engage with the sport. And if they don't do that, we don't know. No African female sprinters ever won a medal in the final at the 100. Can that change this year? The best of them is 34. Can any of the young Nigerian athletes surprise us? I don't know. Some of those young Nigerian athletes are doing some interesting things. Uh, I can't see it. I can't see it, to be honest with you, but I don't know. Uh, I just feel the Americans are too good in terms of the talent pipeline that they have. I think Julian Alfred is really a spectacular athlete. Dean Asher Smith, you just can't. I just don't know if you can just. Where will it go? It's probably a little bit too early cycles for Favor Ophelia or whatever, and all these other athletes. And so I struggle to see how that happens. And as much as the Jamaican big three haven't pulled up anything yet, you just get this feeling that they'll figure it out by the time you get to Paris. At least one of them. So so there, I don't know if there's a lot of space, right? A few European athletes too, but the beauty about sport is that anything can happen, and it's a year where you have to seize it and find a way. Yeah. What? I don't know if I understand this, Brian. Maybe you gotta clarify, or maybe I'm out of the loop. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, Talu is the best suited as usual, and you know, I have no idea. I'm surprised Talu is running this much too. If I'm being honest with you, I thought she would take a leaf out of like a Shelley book or so and just run more sparingly. But maybe she can, right? But I think she's in a good space too, and we'll see. Yeah, yeah. So they haven't started yet on this thing. We're waiting to see. It's just uh, we're waiting for the races Grand Prix to start. I think in another 7 minutes, the long jump should start. First action on the track should be in 12 minutes. 400-meter hurdles, and that will feature Ronda White, Stubler from the United States, Hayes Smith from the United States, the Panamanian Woodruff, Salmon should be there, Cheyenne, Tate from the United States, Bell and Wise. Now they're giving a feature on Antonio Watson. So I don't, we're just waiting for all of these things to start. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a bit disappointing for in Atlanta. She started the season running pretty fast. Okay, yeah. So that's the thing, Brian. I don't know what to think about. I think people are tinkering with their preparation, but there's national championships coming up in a month. So if you're not serious, then we'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't know when. I actually don't know the national championship structure for Nigeria. I should know this. I should call Deja and find out. Uh, but I think by the end, the mid July, mid June into the end of June, if we don't see some big stuff from a lot of athletes, then we can start really worrying about what's gonna happen. Yeah, I think a lot of people are afraid of running too fast early or running too fast at the wrong time. Yeah, I'm just watching this replay of the men's 400-meter final last year at the Budapest World Championships and how Anthony Watson found his way as the gold medal winner. That's when you talk about taking your chance. When you get a chance, you have to take it. And I thought Watson did the right thing last year. Let's see what he'll do this year. But I suspect we'll have a different unless he finds a way to run consistent 400 meters that are sub 44. Then I don't think he could get on the medal podium if he runs well, but I don't know if he can actually. Uh, I don't think he can win. At least, but it's still too early. Still too early. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks everybody for joining. The meet hasn't started yet. They're just showing a bunch of. They're doing an interview with Antonio Watson and showing highlights from his exploits at the last World Championship, and yeah, and his admiration for Coach Mills and the preparation there. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Watson won't even know when the race is finishes. Interesting, yeah. Christina Clemens having a great comeback. Should could hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know. Uh she she ran What was she ran yesterday? Was it 12:65 or 60? Was it 65 or 63? Uh, Possible. I don't know. I mean, I actually don't know. I think you have to get down to 12:4. Uh, because it might be tough. It might be tough to make that American team. Yeah. Yeah, 12:65 she ran yesterday. Uh, but I don't know. It's a good question though. Good question. Yeah, good question. Uh, all right. So we're just waiting to see if once they start, you know, they're just talking stuff right now. All right. Yeah. So I don't know what yeah, the Clemens thing is interesting. She's having a great season so far, and but we'll see. When you get to Eugene, we'll figure it out. But I suspect you wanna. I don't know where our ceiling is, to be honest with you, and I think you gotta wanna get down to like a 12-5, 12-4, and we'll see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I don't. Um, Let me check. I think she has to. I mean, it's just a tough team to make. It's probably the hardest team to make. US 100 100-meter hurdles team. It's just really hard to make. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, actually, so she's done a 12:51 already for the season. So she did this in Gainesville, also into a headwind. So let me take that back now. So I think she actually has 12:4 shape in her, right? So it's possible. It could be possible. Yeah. But it's a tough team to make. But we'll see. I mean, there's obviously Johnson. There's a bunch of other people. Kenny, I think, yeah, it's a hard team. I'm rambling on this, but because just as I don't know, can Daniel Williams make the Olympic team? She has never. Well, I think so. I mean, I think it's on her head. Not her head. It's in her head in terms of knowing that she wants to make that team. The Jamaica team is not easy to make, but I suspect I think she starts favorites to make the team, so she should. I think she consistently one of the best hurdlers out of Jamaica, and obviously back she's won 2 world titles, missed out on Olympics. It's not going to be an easy team to make, but I think she's more than capable. I don't know where Brittany Anderson is in terms of will she be in great shape by the time you get to the you get to the national championships, coming back from the injuries last year. I mean, we know if she's at her best, she can get into the 12 twos, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's also Megan. So if Daniel doesn't make the team, it would be, I think, because of an unfortunate reason, like hitting the hurdles or so, or false starting. She's too good not to make the team. They're announcing the guys now for, I think, the men's, what's this, men's long jump? Yeah. So that should be in progress right now. So there is Rami there. There's also Sean Thompson. There's Tajay Gale, Holmes, Williams, and Emmanuel Archibald from Guyana. Yeah. And then Laquan Narin from the Bahamas. Yeah. So yeah, so there's interesting guys here. Hopefully we'll get some good jumps. I don't know what the wind conditions are out there. So just gotta wait it. I have to wait it out. and rely on whatever information they're giving because I don't think they're updating wind conditions and so on. Yeah, yeah. Brian, if it's a 12-4 race at championships or Olympics, she will win. We mean Daniel at the Olympics? Uh, yeah. I I don't know what we'll get. To be honest with you, it could be a 12-4. It could be 12-5 winning the Olympics because of conditions. But I suspect I want to think about it differently. I think what I want to see is I need athletes to be in 12-3 shape. If you can get into 12-2 shape, capability, then then you have a chance, right? Camacho Quinn is gonna come. One thing about Camacho Quinn too, she's just gonna come and look at you to the side, and she knows know how she's never beaten in her head, so she's a fierce competitor. You have to think if Toby Amerson is free and clear, who knows? I mean, who knows? Yeah. It's I don't think we can call that race. It's just hard to unless Kendra, you can't count out Kendra too. I just don't know what to say. I think that's the hardest race to call in all of sport. So anybody could get up that morning. Daniel could get up that morning and win. You know, it's just there's a list of women that could find a way, right? And it's gonna be interesting too, like when you think about the really fast starters, right? The likes of the Bahamian, right? Like Charlton. If she gets out, the kind of pressure they can put on certain athletes. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we're just waiting for the first race on the track, which is should be coming up soon. Yeah, I think the long jump is in progress right now. Rami has already, uh, I guess, his first jump so far, and it's not impressive. 652 into a minus 1.3 win. I haven't seen the jump as yet, but I'm just looking at the results here. Yeah. So it seems as if they're running into strong headwinds, which is also a flaw of the Jamaica National Stadium. Yeah, they're showing Rami now. Yeah. Yeah. He looks like his run up is really off. Stuttered at the just about he's gonna get to the board. It looks like he looked down a little bit too. I'd have to see the replay, but that's not particularly far. And 652 is a terrible jump by any standards, no matter if it's negative or not. Yeah, 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 yeah. And Sean Thompson's also up to that's a 763 on his first attempt. Quite a win change there. He's with a positive win of 0.07. Of zero point 0.7 rather, not 0.07. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, you're right there. There's a bunch of women. Semba Mayala, clearly. Kambunji too. You can't count out. I mean, I think that the teacher Kambunji has been doing some interesting stuff this season. Already what 1249 for the season. So there's also the Ecuadorian Caicedo. She's in 12-4 range as well. So this is what I'm saying about the women's. Then Akira Nugent. You never know. Uh, yeah, I just don't know what would Masai Rosso do. There's a number of athletes that can really if they get there, they could do some interesting stuff. That's how I was thinking about. Yeah, yeah. Men's triple jump, interesting. Men's triple jump. I think. Yeah. Uh, I mean, Zango is decent. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I feel like if Jaden Hibbert is healthy, he could definitely. I think he could do something. I would love to see it. I think the triple jump needs some excitement. He's a interesting kind of an athlete. But you have the likes of Hernandez. Hibbert clearly, Django, Pedro Pichardo could do something too. So, and you never know if you get a surprise here and there. But I don't think you have like, can we get 10 guys that can get us to close to 18 meters? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, not quite sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they're in the blocks right now, or not in the blocks, but from what I can see for the women's uh 400-meter hurdles. And so you got Bianca Stubble, you got Hayesmith, Yannick Hayesmith, Rhonda White, uh, Woodruff from Panama, Salmon from Jamaica, Tate from USA, Bell from Barbados, and Wise from the United States. I mean, as we know, the fastest time of the year was run yesterday by Sydney McLaughlin. Nobody's going close to that, clearly. I don't even know if we'll get a 54 here today. So, yeah, I'll wait and see there. Yeah, yeah. So Salmon is like interesting kind of. Let's see. I'm intrigued to see what she can do here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at behind Cheyenne right now, and the grandstand seems like there's a lot of space there. So the numbers aren't quite there, especially maybe people will fill up a little bit more, but you have the fastest man in there, Noah Lyles, and you would think they would have a sold out stadium. You would think. There's some people in the bleachers, but yeah. But maybe the crowds will fill up at some point. I'm not quite sure what's the price to go into an event like this in Jamaica. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. So interesting kind of outfit by Smith there. Uh, Yannick Tate Smith. She's pretty much in like a tiger print suit. It's probably the most fierce track and field outfit I've seen all year. All right, let's see what we get here from the 400 hurdles. So they're off. Well, I mean, I can't see anything really. They're doing an over shot, and whoever is in. Someone looks like she's in the lead because, yeah. Yeah, she's going to come off the top of the bend before everybody else. And Tate is in the mix as well. But Salmon is hurling really good. Yeah, good strength here. She should win this. Yeah, she's gonna win this. So Salmon Tate is running hard at the line there, but is that Tate? Yeah. So 55:20 something it looks like on the flash time. 55:34 on, but I don't know what the official time is yet. Yeah. So 55:41 for Cheyenne Salmon. Good run from her. Good hurdling. Not particularly a very fast time, but she won this event I think a year ago as well. So yeah. So the first event on the track goes to Cheyenne Salmon from Jamaica, and yeah. So 55:41 for Salmon. Tate in second, 55:60, who had a good sprint to the line at the end to, but Salmon was already way ahead in the lead. Rhonda White, a season best for her at 56.19, and Bell from Barbados with 56.23. So not no real notable fantastic times that will threaten anything at this moment. But if you're someone, you would feel good about this run. She looked comfortable. I couldn't really see much from the first 200 meters or so. The quality of this is not exceptional that they're showing here, and they started off with an aerial shot which was like useless. I couldn't get to understand what was going on. But someone who looks good, comfortable at the end. Can she get? She would need a chunk a second or more off of this, to be, competitive for and to get on a team. But we'll see. Uh, good evening. You can watch it on One Spot Media. You gotta purchase the subscription. I think I think it's $15 for it. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't show it. That would be a copyright violation, and yeah. So I'm just watching along. Hopefully, you guys can get it and watch along and still chat with me if you want. Yeah, yeah. So that's the first race on the track. But women's 400-meter hurdles. Salmon from Jamaica, Tate from the United States, it seems like, and Rhonda White from Jamaica. 55, two women under 56, 56 seconds, and not a particularly fast time. I'm not hammering them, but Salmon did look good in the race. Yeah, you have to. That wouldn't what that time from Salmon at 55:41 would pretty much get her into that would get her at the 30th fastest time for the year. So I think how she looks good. Hurdling looked decent from the end part that I could see. I couldn't, I wasn't seeing as clearly at the start. But if she can get a second off of that or more by the time you get to the national championships, she could pose some issues for the Jamaica team. Uh, but we'll see. Women's 400 meters coming up next on the track. That features a host of Jamaican athletes as well. Stephanie Ann McPherson, as we know, had a PB of 49:34. Unfortunate a few years ago with injury. When getting to that final and not being able to deliver the way she wanted to. So far, she's done a 52:85. There's Ashley Williams, there's Cherokee Young, uh, Herbie Jackson, Stacey Ann Williams, Abrams from Guyana, Bromfield from Jamaica, and McLeod. So there we have four women rather, that's gone sub 50 seconds already over 400 meters, and not quite sure what shape people will be here. I mean, we'll see what Candice McLeod can do. But it should be an interesting race. I don't know what to expect. I have zero ideas of what to expect. I mean, so far all of these women have opened up, and the fastest time coming in is the 51:01 from Jackson so far, from Herbie Jackson. So yeah, yeah. Let's see. Athletics will continue to lose their fan in as much as most of their programs are not accessible on YouTube or national TV. No, yeah, you really have a good point there. You have to get people into these things. You have to, like, for example, today I was listening to the obviously I watched the Champions League final in the States, and I'm just watching Tajay Gale go down the line here. Looks pretty decent. I don't know. That looks like 7 meters unchanged though. But uh, yeah, back to what I was saying. So today was the Champions League final, as many know. I watched it in the States, but in the middle of it, CBS decided to give away 7-day free trials to their streaming service, Paramount Plus or whatever. That's how you get people to get on these things. I mean, I know in the States you can pay for it, but the idea is that you have to figure out a way to make it much more accessible, right? Yeah. That was a 754 from Tajay Gale, so not particularly impressive right now. I don't know what the wind is. The first wind on the in the long jump. Let me catch up on that. So Gale did that in. It was a slight headwind in point 0.5. Yeah. And yeah, that's what I was saying to Sinclair. She has to get pull a whole second or more off if she's gonna even try to get into into that. I don't think she can get to. I don't know what she can get to, but if you want to get the standard, yeah, yeah. So they're gonna get on the 400-meter women will come in a second. Yeah. So if I think she has to get down to 54.85 for that standard. Yeah. So less than a second, but I don't know if less than a second would be good enough to make the team. Yeah. Yeah, looks like no drum. I'm surprised they haven't implemented the automated measurement system yet in Jamaica. I guess they haven't purchased that system. Mm. They're still having someone wave the flag. I mean, that system has been implemented since the World Indoor Championships a couple of years ago. It's not. I'm surprised they haven't purchased that. I don't know if Jamaica owns one of those, but you would think a meet of this nature would require that. Yeah, I don't know what the holdup is for the women's 400 meters, but it's not. They haven't started it. So far, Sean Thompson's in the lead in the men's long jump. He's leading with 7 meters 63, ahead of Emmanuel Archibald 7.59, Tajay Gale 7.54, William Williams 7.39, and so those are the top four so far. So no one over 8 meters as yet. Hopefully you'll get an 8 meter jump tonight. Yeah. All right. They're introducing Stacy and Williams. So the women's 400 meters are lining up right now. 400 meters. So McPherson, Williams, Young, Jackson, Williams, Abrams, Bromfield, McLeod. Yeah. So a few of these women have already, they know what it means to go below 50 seconds, but I don't know what kind of shape they are. And no one is actually, the fastest time coming in, as I mentioned, was I think 51 seconds and 51 seconds low. So let's see if we get a good run tonight. Yeah. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all of you guys who just like hanging out with me. It's always cool to do a watch along. All right. I feel like they hold these athletes too long. I don't know why they're taking 6 years to start a race. All right, so the women are in the blocks right now. I really don't like this overhead angle here. It's hard for us to watch on television. Yeah. So it look like Young is already taking up the stagger on Williams, I think. So Williams are running really good. Stacy and Williams as well. Yeah. And Young is coming back. Yeah. Herbie Jackson's gonna come off the top. Really cool. Williams is trying to come back onto Herbie Jackson. She might just clip her. So Williams is gonna win this at the end. Really good, 50.85. So she takes it away from Herbie Jackson. Herbie Jackson had a fantastic slingshot off the top of the bend into the home stretch. But Williams fought back. Stacey and Williams fought back and won the women's 400 meters in 50.86 ahead of Herbie Jackson 51.05, Young from Jamaica 51.86, Ashley Williams 52.10, Bromfield 52.16, Abrams 52.44, McPherson 53.58, and Candice McLeod in eighth position 55.59. I mean, Young would have been Williams rather would have been really proud of the way in which she maintained her composure and found a way to take Jackson down. Because Jackson came off the bend really lovely. Didn't look like she was gonna lose, but at the end she was fighting. It seems like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Jackson was kind of tying up a bit at the end, and Williams found a way to be much more relaxed, and she passed her. Yeah. So 50.86 ahead of 51.05, 51.86. That's where we are on the women's 400 meters. Up next on the track, which will take some time before we get that, would be the 200 meters for men. That's not coming up until a good while. I don't understand this. I mean, high jump is going to get in progress in another 10 minutes. But it looks like they're going to be a little bit of a lull before our break, before we get to the 200, unless the timings that I have are not the timings, but the schedule that I have, unless it's incorrect. Hmm. So someone is being interviewed, and she said she did well considering the conditions. She thought it was windy. She didn't. Her intention wasn't to run for time, but just to win the race. So yeah. Yeah, and she's talking about her chances for the Jamaica National Championships. She intends to get on one of the top three places. She probably needs to run for some times too, because she needs to chuck off some of that time. Yeah. I don't know if she has the standard from last year, to be honest with you. But yeah. But in order to get the standard, she needs to run faster. Yeah, so that's where we are in this event. In the well, since we have a little break, I gotta let me see what's going on in the cricket World Cup. Totally forgot about that. So US versus Canada starts off the T20 World Cup. Okay, so it's currently the United States are in the field and Canada is four without loss. It's the first over anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, the men's 400 meters, I think, is coming up. Like it should be in 3 minutes or so. I think I made a mistake on that. Yeah, I apologize for that. Yeah, I'm totally wrong on that. So men's 400 meters are next on the track. Yeah, I'm very sorry about that. And that should be interesting. Men's 400 meters will feature Javon Francis, Rashawn Clark, the breakout guy in the 400-meter hurdles, Barnes, Bamidili, if I'm pronouncing that, the Nigerian, Demish Gay, Antonio Watson will also run. Let's see what kind of shape he is, and I think Watson already has a 45.61 for the season. Allison from the United States, and Goodwin from the United States. So this should be an interesting race. So let's see what I'm really want to see what the world champion, what kind of shape he's in at this stage of the game. Yeah. Let me give you a quick update. Maybe let's see where I am. Maybe we could put up a little bit of a standing of where the long jump is at the moment in a second. Yeah. So currently the long jump, Thompson's still in the lead at 781. Gale 775 now. A season's best for him. Archibald 759. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we are. So in a second we'll get the 400 meters on the way. I think they're just showing a little bit of the long jump. And don't forget to give me your thoughts on what's happening. Yeah, anything. I was just looking quickly at the. Yeah. How you doing, Christopher? The the next race on track is the 400 meters for men, and that's coming up in. It should be on track now. Yeah, they're on track now. They're just about to. Uh, they're yeah, they're just about to announce the athletes. Yeah. And obviously, if you guys want to watch the races, you gotta subscribe to the feed that's coming out of one spot. I'm just doing a watch along, and so I can say what I can see, but I'm not showing the races. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, but so far for the night, I mean, if you're just joining me, they've already women's 400 meters has already gone for the night. Women's 400 meter hurdles. Good run by Cheyenne Salmon, 55:41 ahead of Tate. She looked comfortable, and hopefully she can get those times down. And then just now, Stacey and Williams with a control effort at the end won the 400 meters for women, and the men are about to get started. Discus final is also in progress. Travis Smikler I think is there. There's Rose, there's Evans, there's Chad Wright. Obviously, Chad was in the last Olympic final. Chad Hendricks as well. Uh, Dunn from Jamaica and Jagas the third. So that's where we are. Yeah, and there's also men high jump going will go on as well. So yeah, yeah. Right. So let's see what will take place in the men's 400 meters. Yeah. Yeah. So the big thing is that the world champion is not in the race. No Antonio Watson. The lane is empty. So now that is really a disappointment. I mean, he's been struggling with some niggles. I don't know what that means, but he's not. The world champion is not in the race. I mean, these guys are, have some capability of running fast times. I don't know how far fast. There's a couple, one guy that's gone sub 44. There's Bamidil who's running a 44 too. So we'll see. Yeah, but the shocker of the night is that Antonio Watson's not in the race. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Clark is there. Let's see what the 400-meter hurdles finalists can do. Has the world record for U20 in 400-meter hurdles. Super talent. He's just in a generation of guys that can run 46, and you know, is which is difficult. Yeah. So there's Javon Francis is in lane one. So they're getting into the blocks right now. Yeah, so they don't even know why Watson isn't there. So maybe he felt something in the warm up or so. But the lane is empty for sure. So they're off. Yeah, Clark is already have taken up a stagger on a couple of guys already. Yeah, Alliston's running decent as well. Yeah, but Clark looks really, really good. Demish Gay is running well, but I'm trying to see who will come off the off the bend first. So, so Clark looks like he comes off the curve bell. He's running really well right now, but I don't know how much he has in the tank. He's running really good, but he's struggling. Yeah. So, so Bamidele takes it at the end. 45-44 ahead of Clark, 45-57. But Clark ran a fantastic 300 meters, came off the bend ahead of everybody, and then faded a little bit. So Bamidele 45-49, Clark 45-57, Barnes 50 45-62, Allison 45-96. So four men under 46 seconds, but not a particularly fast time. Watson's underdeveloped. He got lucky last year. Well, yeah, I guess luck comes into it. He definitely took his chance, right? Because he didn't think he would have won. but he found a way, and got ahead of Hudson Smith. But I think he has good talent, but I think he's struggling with injuries for sure. So, I mean, he's at the right place. I mean, Glenn Mills is really good, uh, good tutor, right? So hopefully it doesn't rule him out for the season. But it's very unfortunate that it's a month away from the championships, and he had to pull out of a race. So hopefully it's more precautionary than serious. Yeah. But the time is nothing to run away with. Uh, but Clark run decent. Obviously, he's a 400-meter hurdler. So the rest of the guys should look at themselves for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. So according to the commentators, Watson got injured while he was warming up. So that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what kind of injury it is. But Watson injured during the warm up, didn't show up, and so we didn't get a chance to see the world champion. I really do hope it's not a serious injury and it's something that's more precautionary than anything. But it's very unfortunate. Yeah, very unfortunate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's that for the 400 meters for men. The high jump is in progress, I believe. I haven't gotten any updates on that. Currently, I haven't gotten any progress as well on the discus. The long jump seems to be done, I believe. So, so we'll get 200 meters for women next. That will have Cameron, Williams from Blackman, Moore, Hill, Thomas, and Chandler. Only Jody and Williams have, and well, there's a couple women that's gone under 23 seconds for the season. Ashanti Moore just on top on 23 there. 2306 also for Chandler. There's 2284, 2276 for Hill. And yeah, so that's where we are with the, yeah, that's coming up next. Women's 200 meters. So I don't, the field isn't high quality. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to get here. Yeah. Yeah. USA, Canada on the cricket 34 without loss for the Canadians. And that game is being played in Texas. Yeah. Right. No, I've just heard a joke of the day. Uh, so I guess because this is a World Athletics Silver Tour, this guy is saying hopefully this can be transformed into a Diamond League. I think Jamaica should be able to host a Diamond League, but I don't. I mean, not in that the stadium isn't at the quality to host a Diamond League. I mean, they would have to bring in some more equipment for sure. They need more, and they don't. The long jump is being flagged. That doesn't work. Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but I also think they need. I mean, the track needs a renovation. The whole stadium needs to be changed. They need a modern stadium, something that would allow that breeze doesn't come in at every angle too. Yeah. But that's something they should be aiming for. Uh, Hill is trying to come back since her under 20 days. Yeah. Uh, she was an interesting talent many years ago. Yeah. All right. So the women's 200 meters are next on the track. They haven't. That's supposed to come up in another. I'm trying to think. Where's my thing here? Yeah, it's supposed to be 10 past the 200 meters. Supposed to be 10 past the hour. So there is some time there. We're looking at 18 minutes before that should go off. I don't know why there's such a long distance between the times of each races, because the last race on the track was uh 400-meter final, and there's a pretty long period before you get to the 200 meters. So I am not quite sure I understand this scheduling here. It's taking forever, and then they're not showing any of the field events now. They're now showing advertisement, so I have no idea what's going on. This is, yeah, not to sound bitter, but you have to do better if you're covering a track and field. All right, so currently high jump is in progress and discus. Uh, yeah. um, I think so far Miller is over 2 meters in the high jump, so that's where we are. So yeah, 10 past the hour we'll get the 200 meters for women. So there's nothing going on at the moment that I can cover. Yeah. Now they're showing some ads. Yeah, so don't go anywhere, guys. I'll be right back in a second, and we'll just come back in time for the 200 meters. We can just put up some of the results if you want. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Let's get some comments. Can anybody beat Stephen Gardner to that Olympic title in Paris? If Gardner gets back to his best, then I don't think so. But he's not quite right. He's not quite there yet. Uh, he did a really good run in the Golden Spikes in Ostrava. I thought he ran a fantastic first 300, but then he struggled a little bit at the end. But it also was, but he struggled a bit at the end. But we should take into context it was a cold night as well. Uh, Doom was running really well to come back, so I'm not quite sure. I think if he's healthy on top, he'll be fine. But we have to see some sub 44s at some point. I don't. I know Mike Norman looks really good, and so I don't know the answer to that. I think the 400 is still a bit of a question in terms of who could actually take the title, uh, and we'll see. But I feel I'm confident that if Gardner gets back to his best that we know at major championships, then he can't lose. I think he's that good. But if he doesn't get back to that kind of shape, so I think he can get back to like a 40. I think a 43.5 shape should be good enough. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So I'm getting a little look here on the men's discus. Uh, but the again, I don't understand the quality of the camera show here. Yeah. So we're getting a shot of Alex Rose. Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't know what marker that is either. I don't think they have enough cameras to cover that. They showed me the guy in the sector. He throws it, then it lands, but I have no perspective of how far that's going. So I just have to wait on the results there. I apologize. I can't give a good perspective on the discus there. Yeah. I have zero idea what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah. So I see Travis Michael in the sector. Yeah. He's already gone 65.65. Rose is at 65.02. Uh, Jaga 64.64, 64.47 for Evans. Best throw so far for Chad Wright is 61.80. That was a fall throw for Travis Michael. The discus never went very far. Hit the side barrier. Yeah. All right, yeah. You know, these long lives, you need your energy. Yeah. So as we wait for the action on the track, The women's 200 meters next. Tomorrow, I'll be back again on the channel. We will do a watch along for the Stockholm Diamond League. That should be a fantastic event there in Sweden. I'm really looking forward to that as well. You will see, obviously, Mondo will be there uh, at the Diamond League there in Stockholm. There, should be good stuff. Good 800 meters should be there as well. I think Bryce Hopple will be there. So I'll be doing a live tomorrow, and then immediately after that, I'll also get into the live for the Cricket World Cup. West Indies starts to start their uh yeah yeah West Indies starts their thing to against Papua Guinea. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. And if you're on the channel and you haven't subscribed, we need about 5 to get to 4100. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it, and the like button too. So yeah. But thanks for joining me so far. There's nothing on the track, and they're showing the discus, but the quality is not so great. I'll be honest with you, it's chipping in and out, so I can't really give you a good sense. Once the athlete releases the discus, you don't get to see the proximity, and also they don't have the technology to give you the fake lines that you get at the major events that can line up what distances you get. So maybe they haven't advanced to that level yet. So we don't. It's hard to see. Yeah, and they're showing the discus, but they're not really. The guide us through the discus, and they're just talking about Alekna. I just don't understand. I really don't understand. Yeah, yeah. What else? So yeah, discuss in progress. I think it's still Travis Michael in the lead because his last attempt was a failed attempt, 65-65. Alex Rose, who won this title a year ago, excuse me, at 65.02. Jaga 64-64. Evans 64-47. Wright still at 61.86. So I'm waiting for the the rest of the things to update. Yeah. And I think what else is in progress? The men's high jump is also in progress right now. Uh, Raymond Richards from Jamaica has cleared uh, 2 meters 10. Christoph Bryan has done that as well. Velches, I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. Roberto Velches, he's 210 over as well. So a bunch of guys have already over 210. So the high jump hasn't gone anywhere yet. Lovett is already out. He's missed that 3 attempts at 210. Miller is also 2 attempts at 210 as well. Thomas is also over 210. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you for whoever subscribed. We're just 4 away from 4100. Yeah, yeah. Let's see what else here. Yeah, the 200 should be good. Yeah, you're right. Richards, Jeremy Richards is there as well for men. Uh, yeah. So there's not a lot. So on the track, obviously, to come up is 200-meter final for women. Then there's a triple jump final that should get on progress at some point. Uh, uh, then there's hurdles for women, hurdles for men, and then the night will close off with 100-meter finals for men and women. There is supposed to be a race between Usain Bolt and Christopher Gale, but I actually don't know if that's a thing. Yeah, that was all the build up coming into this. So looking forward to that. That would be a good, interesting race to see. Yeah. And it's like 59 for one for Canada to start the T20 World Cup in Texas. Current run rate is 8.84. It looks like off the 6 overs. So the power play just finished, I think. Yeah. I actually don't know who would win, to be honest with you. That would be like a hilarious race. I mean, if I suspect Usain should be able to beat Chris. I don't think Chris is not a runner in general. I don't know what kind of shape he would have been in, and I mean, Bolt looks okay, but the problem is when people do these fancy races and you don't train, you could end up unintentionally. Well, maybe intentionally because you didn't train properly, you could hurt yourself. So I don't know. I don't know what kind of build up I don't they were having. I saw some of the banter on social media and even in one of these advertisements that they just did a while ago with Red Stripe. Even though they're not sponsoring me, they both talked about where's Chris Scale. So I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, but I think if it's semis half, if both warms up properly, you should be able to jog and beat those guys easily. Yeah, it looks like he's in decent shape. Yeah, but that's different from running shape. But it's not like he's running against a legitimate runner either, right? Yeah, and Chris hasn't. Chris is retired from cricket as well. If he was playing cricket consistently, it could be a different story because he might be in better shape. But it doesn't seem that way. So we're getting close to the 200 meters for women now, and they are they're about to introduce the athletes. Cameron from Jamaica, Williams from Jamaica, Blackman from Jamaica, from the United States, Ashanti Moore from Jamaica, Candice Hill, Thomas from Jamaica, and Chandler. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So let's see what we get here. I mean, it would be good if we could get a 22-second race. I'm not particularly optimistic, but we'll see. Hmm. Yeah, let's see. Maybe Hill can pull something off, as St. Clair was saying, she's trying to make a comeback. Yeah, lots of talent. There's a Shanti Moore that just showed. Looks a little bit loaded. So Williams, lots of muscle structure there. All right, so let's see what we get here. So they're getting in the blocks. So lane one is empty. So it's only 2 to 8. So very good start there by Thomas. Thomas is running really well. She's going to come off the bend really well. In very good command here. And there's hard running there from Ashanti Moore. Jody and Williams too fading a bit, but a lovely run there by Thomas. 22:36. That's a big PB for her. Looks really good. The wind is 1.8, so it's a very, very good win, good favorable win there, almost close to the legal limit. Fantastic run there by Thomas. Season best for Ashanti Moore, 22:74. And Williams also under 23 seconds in 22:95. Blackman from the United States in fourth, 23.08. Yeah, that was a lovely run there. Lovely run. Yeah, that's a good run there from Thomas. The coach flow sprint mentality here. I mean, she's a little bit struggling at the end. I think I don't like how the left arm is moving and she may be going a little bit back, but I think she's pushing this. That's a good run from her. Very good run. Personal best for Lene Thomas. 22:36. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, she need to get closer to sub 22. Yeah. But yeah, good run from her. Good conditions. 1.8. Took advantage. She took advantage of that for sure. Candice Hill, 23.01. Not as fast as I thought she would have been, but it's good to see her back in the mix. All right. Okay, so that's the 200 meters for women. Yeah, she's happy with the performance. She's also saying good stuff about Coach Flo, who I think is a fantastic coach. Anyway, well, we know that anyway. It's not what I think. It's for sure. That's a good from. She's excited. I mean, this interview is really good. I like it. It's good vibes from her. Lene Thomas there. Fantastic win for her. Yeah. And the triple jump is in progress right now. And that should be good. And then next on the track in about 10 minutes or so, less than 10 minutes, well, 8 minutes will be the men's 200 meters. And this should be good. Uh, yeah. Hmm. So let's see what the likes of a Jerome Richards can do. Ududi from Nigeria too. Yeah. So yeah, we were just waiting for the next event on the track, and I want to see this. They're announcing the triple jump guys here. Uh, Jaden Hibbert. I want to see what he can do. Will he start to do the longer jump run up today? But I think this guy has a lot of promise. And if he gets it right, if he gets it right, we could we could see an 18-meter jump from him this season. It would be great to see an 18-meter jump this season. And who can the triple jump record has been around for such a long time. It's like I remember it very well. And 1829, Gothenburg. Was it Gothenburg? Yeah, 1995. Jonathan Edwards. And at some point, I thought Kristen would have gotten close to it, but he broken it. He got close to it, but he didn't break it. And I think that's a record that is probably time for a new generation of athletes to take down. And so hopefully you get the likes like a Jega and Hibbert in another year or so. Maybe this year doing it. I think Olympic gold would be the best thing first, but we'll see. Yeah, so he's gearing up the crowd as they announce him. So hopefully he can give us a big jump tonight. Yeah. Well, we should. Yeah, he's gonna do the right steps today, I think. So let's see what he will do. Hmm. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get some triple jump action. I'm hoping to see it. Hopefully they do better coverage of this than they did with the discus. So don't forget to join me tomorrow too, as we watch the Stockholm Diamond League. And also, if you're a big cricket fan, then we'll also move into the opener for West Indies and Papua New Guinea. There might be other stuff too, but those are my planned lives for tomorrow. And don't forget to check out like some of the new videos that we just put out. I gave my thoughts on the Cricket World Cup, at least for West Indies, and I had a little thing on Sidney McLaughlin as well. Yeah. And I recorded that before she ran a 52 70 yesterday. So yeah, the delay in this meet is baffling to me. I'll be honest with you. Like we're waiting forever for events to come. It's like dragging out a meet that makes zero sense to me. Yeah. Like the timing between events on the track should not be this long. Because the 200 meters for women was 10 past the hour, and then you have to wait until 25 past the hour. It should be just like moving from one thing to the next. And if not, you have to do a better job covering the field events then. So that way we can see what's going on. All right, so 200 finally coming up. All right, they got Brian Level in lane 8. Lots of promise. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Two more to 4100. Yeah. The Nigerian there. Then Jareem Richards, the big Trinidadian guy. Let's see what kind of shape Richards is in. Canadian Brendan Rodney is in lane 5. And then Ian Kerr, or Carr, depending on how they pronounce this. Thomas is in lane 3. Nigel Ellis in 2, and Horatio in 1. Yeah. You look at a guy like Ellis, and he never kicked on the way you would think he was. Yeah, so we're getting ready for the 200 meters for men on track. Thanks everybody for joining. They're in the blocks currently right now. Let's see. Let's see if Ododi can do some. Him and Richards might be fighting this out. And they're out. Rodney and Richards are really going motoring well now, coming off the bend. Looks like Rodney ahead, but Richards is coming in the good knee lift there by Jareen Rissick. And he's gone. 2013 for Richards ahead of Odode on Rizarike. Looks like 20.13 for Jareem Richards. Comfortable victory in the end. Didn't have the greatest turn, but once he got into got on the stretch, he started to pull away. I mean, he came off the bend decent, but Brian Level looks like he got third place there. I'll wait for the official results to come up. But yeah, so 20.13 for Richards. Very good in the end. Odode on Rizarike, 20.27. And season best for Brian Level at 20.48. And Carr from Bahamas, 20.65. So I'd say a very good run from Richards here, edging closer to the wind is at 0.8, so decent tailwind. And not a bad run from Jeremy Richards. You know, I think he'll want to start getting closer to sub 20. Yeah, but not bad at all. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining the Racers Track Meet is in progress. There's been obviously a little bit of a distance between the events, so that's we have to wait for another 15 minutes before the hurdles get on track. So the next event on the track will be the women's 100-meter hurdles, and that's in about 15 minutes from now. That includes Brianna Campbell, Amoy Brown, Crystal Morrison, Bonds from the United States, Devon Charlton, obviously the world uh, indoor champion, the world indoor record holder, broke that record twice this season. Yannick Thompson from Jamaica as well, Olympic bronze medalist Megan Tapper, and Michelle Harrison from Canada completes that lineup. So that's the lineup that will come up in around 14 minutes from now. And then following that, you'll get 100 meters, 110 meter for men hurdles. And that is also a very good lineup. Trey Cunningham is there. Rashid Broadwell should be making his season debut here because I don't see a time for him before. There's Crittenden as well from the United States who've done a 13-16 this season. Tyler Mason, Dunning. So yeah, that should also be an interesting race. And then obviously we'll end off with the 100 meters uh, in just about an hour from now, which makes zero sense given that there's only a few more events on track. And yeah, so that's where we are. Don't forget to put in your comments, your thoughts, and yeah, anything you want to talk about earlier, and hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate you on the channel. Yeah. I was just getting a little bit of an update here from Jerry Richards, who is comfortable with, he's happy with his win. So yeah. And obviously, if you're watching cricket, I'm watching a little bit of Cricket World Cup too on the side. Canada versus the United States, 102 for two. Yeah. So Richards is basically saying he hasn't made a full decision on what he wants to do, but he thinks the 400 meters is choosing him rather than him choosing it. So we'll see. Yeah. So good win for Jerry Richards, the man from TNT. And we are having the triple jump in progress. Let's get a quick update on that to see where we are. Uh, so Waysome is currently in the lead in 16.64 into a negative win. Jaden Hibbert, second place so far, 16.45. So yeah, nothing big yet. Nothing big yet from Hibbert. Looking forward to see if he'll do something really big tonight. Well, don't know, Petrona. Like, don't. I really don't know. And who would be doing this? I don't know. I guess you're not happy with the state of some of the performances so far this season. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting meet, but not a meet that's moving as fast as I would would like. The distance between the time difference between events on the track is just way too long. Yeah. And in fairness, they're not doing a fantastic job covering the field events either. It's not I don't think it's the commentator's fault. There's just not enough camera angles, you know. Yeah. And then maybe they really need to have dedicated team. The problem when you do field events, you have to sometimes have a dedicated team on it, and then you can switch in and out. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, we're just waiting for, I guess, 10 more minutes before we get women's 100-meter hurdles on the track. So in the meantime, let's talk about anything you want to talk about. Get your comments in. I'll be more than happy to put them up. Yeah, more than happy to get them going. So that looks like a fairly decent jump there, but that's a foul jump from, I'm not quite sure who that is. From Scott. Yeah. So we also you guys doing a poll running. We have a 76% of you have Usain Bolt beating Chris Gale if that race ever happens. Yeah. Uh, Jaden Hibbert is gonna run up now. Let's see what he'll get going. Let's see what he'll do. Because the first jump was a 16 jump. I suspect he's just gonna go over 17 meters right now. Very unfortunate at the World Championships last year. Would have won had he not gotten injured. His jump from the first run was good enough. Oh, that's a good jump there. Oh, that's over 17 meters. Yeah. Yeah, 17-14. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. That should win it for the evening, I would think. And so now let's see how far he can go. Yeah. 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 All right, let's see this in a little bit of a slow motion. It's coming down. Lots of space. He's way behind the board, way behind the board. So yeah, way behind. So this could have been a good 1660 jump or 1760 jump or 1740 or I mean yeah, maybe around 1740. Yeah. Yeah. So 1714 for Jaden Hidman. Not a bad jump at all. But still, it hasn't gotten the run up right yet. If he lands it the right way, you should get I think he has a good 1750 or 16 his legs tonight. Yeah. 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 Yeah, we need something special here. All right, so yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Next on the track, obviously, is going to be the women's 100-meter hurdles. That's coming up in not too long from now. Scheduled to go off in another 7 minutes or so. Yeah. And I'm intrigued to see what Devon Charlton will be doing. Obviously, she's she had a fantastic indoor season. Also had a couple good runs at the Diamond League in China when it started. So as we know, she's very explosive. I think she's really good up to 8 hurdles. Obviously, she's more built for indoor, but she's trying to make that transition, obviously, to be fantastic outdoors. And she has good timing outdoors. Obviously, she's running 12.4s on multiple occasions, so that can get you in the mix. But yeah, fantastic athlete there. Great season so far. So should be good. Let's see what the Megan Tapper will do. Her PB for the season is season best is 1283. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that in an in the in another few minutes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, let me know your predictions for the women's 100 meters and 100-meter hurdles. Sorry. Yeah, let us know. Will Charlton win? You know, will Tapper take home soil? She hasn't. She ran. I saw her a couple races this season. Not quite sure what to make of it, but it's very early season. Still very early season. So yeah. Yeah, and obviously the night ends with Noah Lyles, so massive draw. On course to he wants to win all 3 gold medals next year, so we'll see. Yeah, and yeah, and thanks everybody for subscribing. We've trying to build a steady following here. I've been around for a while, but we try to give you good content, and we've made it over to 4,100 tonight just because of you guys coming on the live. So appreciate it. And obviously when this is done, you could take a chance and look at a number of videos that we have. We have all sort of stuff on the channel, different sports as well, not only track and field, but also explainers and yeah, things like that. Old live shows if you're so inclined. Yeah. So appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we're in the midst of the triple jump right now, and Jada Hibbett is leading with 17.14. I think he comes up next after. He may be coming up next. I don't know if he is. Yeah, his third attempt should be coming up soon. And if you saw it, his second attempt, he didn't even touch the board at all, so he's way behind it. So if he gets the run up right tonight, I think, and also that 17.14 was into a minus 1.5 headwind, so you have to take that into consideration as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there is a big jump in Hibbert if he gets it right. Uh, what's up, Truth? Well, I don't know. You missed a very slow going meet. Uh, decent. I mean, so far Jaden Hibbert, I think, is in the mix to do a big jump. He's leading the triple jump right now. Uh, 17-14. The big surprise of the evening is the injury to Antonio Watson, the 400 meters. So he didn't show up. I think, as according to whatever the reports are saying, he got hurt in the warm up area, so that's very unfortunate for him. Bamdele from Nigeria won it over Rashawn Clark, who had I would say, a good 350, but struggled at the end, the 400-meter hurdler there. Uh, Nothing spectacular in the long jump. 400-meter hurdles for women was won by Salmon in 54:41. She has to get down that time if she wants to get the standard and obviously even try to make the Jamaica team. So yeah, those are some things that you missed there. Women's 400-meter final was won by Stacey and Williams. She looked comfortable at the end. I think Irby Jackson came off the the stretch before her, if my memory serves me correctly now, and then she got back in the mix. Cherokee Young also ran a 51.86. So those are some of the things that you miss. The triple jump is in progress. Discus happened earlier, travel as well. I think Smichael won that in 65-65. Alex Rose, who won it last year, was like 65.02. So those are the things you miss, but they're high jump is also in progress right now. Raymond Richards is in the lead. I think he won it because at 220, it's not particular. Christoph Bryant also cleared 220, but I guess on countback probably. No, both of them probably shared, right? I don't see. The record looks similar, so I have to look at it. Yeah. Yeah. The 100 meters are coming up at the end of the night. Uh, so we're getting the 100-meter hurdles next, then the 110-meter hurdles, and after that you get into the 100 meters for. So the 100-meter is about 50 minutes away, men, and 40 minutes away for women, I think. Yeah, yeah. So on the track right now, they're going to introduce the women for the 100-meter hurdles. Yeah, but the timing between races have been pretty long, so this could have been done within a legitimate hour at max. But I guess that's how they run the meet. I think they're gonna show a triple jump now. Let me see what Jaden. A big jump again for Jaden Hibbert. 17:30 into another headwind of 1.3 headwind, so a negative wind. So 17:30. So he's improved upon his is better jump than this first jump. I haven't seen the board yet. Let's see if how much on the board he had. I don't know. They're not showing it, so anytime, truth, anytime. And tomorrow, obviously, everybody knows the Stockholm Diamond League is in the morning. I'll be here doing a watch along too. So if you're watching it at home and you just wanna chat along too and chop up results, I'll be here. I'll also be here for the West Indies cricket match and maybe other stuff too. Yeah. Yeah. You're ready. Heading to the Queen's Park Savannah. Yeah. I was thinking of coming down to Trinidad in another couple of weeks to come to one of those World Cup games, but I'm not quite sure yet. My wife was at the. She just went to Trinidad recently, so she went to the game, the warm up game against Australia. Oh, you're going tonight to the Queen's Park Savannah. Okay. I could definitely take on a come take on a corn soup from the Queen's Park Savannah. Usually when I'm in Trinidad, I go there in the evening, get something like that, a cow heel soup or whatever. At some point, I gotta do a Trini link up when I come Trinidad next time. I gotta do a link up with a bunch of people. Yeah. So yeah, Yannick Thompson's been introduced. They just introduced Devon Charlton, and we'll get a sense of what will happen here for uh, the women's 100-meter hurdles. So they're now getting into the blocks in a second. Yeah, should be a good one. Fantastic start to the season, obviously for Devon Charlton, world indoor champion, broke the world record a couple times this season. Also has gone 12-4 already for the season, and so she is fantastic. Megan Tapper doing some deep breathing. Very unfortunate. Like Tapper, obviously, only Jamaican woman to win a medal in the 100-meter hurdles at the Olympics, and then back-to-back world championships, ends up in the Q room and doesn't get into the final. Very, very unfortunate. With times that in previous years could have medal at many major games. So that's one of the unfortunate things of the sport. Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Charlton is walking into the blocks now. Let's see if we can get a good time. It would be nice to get a 12-5 here or a 12-4. That yeah. But I don't know what we'll get. Lane 2 seems to be empty, or lane 3 seems to be empty. Empty, yeah. 3 is empty. Yeah. But my money on Charlton tonight, if she gets this right. Charlton is out like a bullet, cleaning these hurdles really well. She's not hitting any. Uh, Tapper is coming close, but Charlton is stepping really good here. And Charlton wins it on a dip 12.64. Very good time. Yannick Thompson, sorry, not Megan Tapper, but it looks like Yannick Thompson was running hard beside her. 12.66. Very good run by Thompson as well. Yeah, that was Yannick Thompson. Sorry, I apologize. So Charlton wins it out like a bullet, 12.64. Yannick Thompson had a fairly okay start too, but was clearing the hurdles really well. Yeah, Thompson had a good start, but the Bahamian was separating herself a little bit, and then all of a sudden Thompson started to hurdle really well and gets back to her. And a good dip from Yannick Thompson there. 12.66 for her. Amoy Brown finishing in third in 12.73. This was a good race. Good race. Positive win, so 1.0. So there was a good tailwind there. Yeah. Uh, I'm not quite sure what happened to Megan Tapper. She looks struggling at the end there and barely crossing the line just ahead of the schoolgirl Crystal Morrison. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, Charlton 1264, Thompson 1266, Brown 1273. Those are your top three for the women's 100-meter hurdles. And notably finishing in seventh position is the Olympic bronze medalist at 13.13. So, yeah. Of it, Bonds from the United States in fourth in 1278, also sub 13. And Harrison from Canada, 1299. uh, barely going on the sub 13 there. So those are your, though that is rather the women's 100-meter hurdles. Next on track, you'll get the 110-meter hurdles for men. That's coming up there's a little bit of a dip before you get that. So it that's coming up in 18 minutes. I just really don't know why it takes so long to move from one event to the next. But in 18 minutes we'll get that. And that also has Trey Cunningham from the United States, Broadwell from Jamaica, Tyler Mason, Crittenden, who probably starts favorite here, given his 13-16 this year. There's also Orlando Bennett in the mix. So we'll see. Should be an interesting race. Want to see what Rashid Broadwell has up his socks. Obviously, he's a 12.94 man at his best. Yeah. So those are the races coming up. Uh, what's this? Chris say he wants a 60-meter head start against both. That's what he's asking for right now. I think they should only run like 30 meters, like for the health of these individuals, you don't want to run too far of a distance rather. Yeah. 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 Charlton talking about how her race tends to fall apart at the end of the race. Much like Grant Holloway, I think Devon Charlton is one of the best to the first 8 hurdles. And then, she, unlike him, he generally gets it right, except for one or two occasions, like in the Olympic final. But, she struggles to really maintain that afterwards. So that's something that she has to work on, I think. But she's a fantastic talent, former Purdue Boilermaker, uh, and great servant for Bahamas as well. And this year was a really bumper year for her. Hopefully, she can transcend that and carry that on into the season, and maybe get into the final of the the Olympics. Let's see. Do you know the lineup for the 100 meter? Yeah. So the the 200 meters already went. So I can tell you that really quickly. The results again for that. So the 200-meter final, your countryman won it. Jareem Richards comfortably, looked really good, pumping at the end there. The Nigerian Udu was came off the bench slightly ahead of him, and then he chased him down. So that was 20.13 to 20.27, and Brian Level with a season best of 20:48. So that was what happened in the final for the men's 200. The women had Lene Thomas from Jamaica. Obviously, she used to run at USC. I think she had allegiance to the United States and switched last year, and now officially is running for Jamaica. A fantastic performance with a strong tailwind of 1.8, but 22:36 ahead of Ashanti Moore at 22:74, and Williams, Jodine Williams, 22:95. So three women going sub 23 seconds there, but Thomas was very good. Obviously she's coaching. She's at Texas, which Coach Flo. Uh, I think she has a lot of upside. She needs to get closer and closer to sub 22 seconds, and maybe she could surprise one or two athletes this season. As for the 100 meters, the lineup is pretty interesting for both women and men. So, women has Tina Clayton, Crystal Stoley, who is running really good this season, 11.09. Obviously, the standout athlete in this race for me is Julian Alfred. I want to see what she's capable of doing. Already 10.93 for the season. There's Alana Reed, too, fantastic talent. Briscoe, great. Also, interesting talent too. Shashali Forbes, Kemba Nelson, and Ramona Birchall. So you have to say the women's 100 meter has a bunch of women who want to make a statement this year, and it's a good lineup. And then the night will end with the men's 100 meter featuring Taekwondo Tracy, Kendall Williams from the United States, Oblique Seville opens up, Zarnell Hughes also opens up. Obviously, the big man in town, Noah Lyles, Ferdinand Omanyala, Kadrian Golson, and Josefa Sliles. So that's a stack lineup as well, with some really big names there in the likes of Lyles, who won last year, Hughes, who got on the medal podium finally, and Oblique Seville, who was just missing out on medals at the last couple of major games. So that should be a really good race as well. Yeah. So next on track, obviously, 110 hurdles. We just got to wait because they're taking a long time. Yeah. That's where we are. Yeah. So thanks everybody for joining us, and I'll be back tomorrow to do Stockholm watch along if you want to watch along tomorrow, and also some cricket. Oh, that's a massive jump by. Oh, it's a massive jump there from Jaden Hibbert. That's a ridiculous jump right there. Oh, whew. If that's yeah, that's look like a 1775 there. That's a big jump. 1792 probably. Let's see. Well, how far is this? That looks like a 1775. Still has a lot of space on the board. Still has space on the board. Good hop. Ooh, that's really good. That's really good. That's really good. 1775. That's really big record. I I think Jane Hibbert is going 18 meters this year. It must be. He's gonna go 7. He's gonna go 18 meters this year for sure. Easy. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hibbert is a special talent. Special talent. Canada 156 for 3, 17.2 overs. Run rate currently at 9. I'm not even paying much attention. That's a world lead for Hibbert in the triple jump. He's really a special talent, and he's finally, for those of you who know this, he was doing a shorter run up this season. He's basically stepped away from that right now. And don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I really appreciate you on the channel. Yeah, so that 1775 takes Hibbert to world lead ahead of Hernandez, who had a 1761. Uh, fantastic, fantastic so far. I think if once Hibbert is healthy, I think he's the man to beat in Paris. Yeah, he's walking a bit gingerly. I don't know if he's okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's a bit gingerly right there. Unless he's just overcome with emotions there, but he's dancing around, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's just like happy with with where he is. Yeah. 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 That was fantastic jump again. I'm watching it from Jaden Hibbert. Yeah, he was ecstatic. He knew that was a big jump. I wonder if if that's not even a bigger jump. I mean, it's hard to see from television, and obviously they're not using uh I don't think they're using video distance measurement there for sure. So I actually don't know. But a fantastic performance by Jaden Hibbert. This will only boost his confidence because the technique isn't right yet. And well, one part of the phase looked good to me, but also I think the run up isn't as best yet. He's not on. He's not landing on the board uh, correctly yet. So there's a lot of upside. I think a lot of things to work with. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. So coming up next, obviously, will be men's 110-meter hurdles. That's coming up next on the track. Let me know who you think is going to win that. Who's going to win that? Yeah. I appreciate everybody coming on to the channel. Yeah. was a really big jump from Hibbert. He had two really good jumps this evening, 17:30, 17:75 for sure. Some big jump, world lead. Yeah. Yeah. So looking forward to. I just don't know why they're taking so long to put these races up. They're stretching out this meet for no reason at all. Now, 7 minutes before we get to the 110-meter hurdles. And then when that's finished, it's going to take you like 15 minutes before you get to the 100-meter final. And then another 10 minutes before you get to the men's 100-meter final. So I think that's stretching it too long. Well, I don't think I know. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Let me know what you're saying. Who's winning the 110-meter hurdles? What's your predictions there? We have Phillips, Dickerson, Orlando Bennett, Trey Cunningham, Rashid Broadwell, Crittenden, Tyler Mason, and Dunning. Yeah. So just a few more events left. The this 110, then we end up with the 100 meters, and then that's it for the night. But they're taking too long for this. So the guys in the 110-meter hurdles are behind the line, and they're about to be introduced. All right. So there's Bennett. Trey Cunningham, guys with a lot of talent here. Yeah, it is absurd. I mean, first of all, and this is like a silver meeting in the World Athletics calendar. You can't have that length of time, and it's only a few events they have. It's not that long. You can go much faster than that. And then you have field events, but you don't even cover them as best as you can. That part I guess is on the TV, but yeah, it's not a huge meet, so they should be speeding this up. It shouldn't take you more than a 6 minute turnover between the hurdles here, and plus you wouldn't do them back to back like that. But anyway, this is what we have. Crittenden is being lined up here, and then Tyler Mason next. Yeah. And then Dunning. So yeah, you got some high quality athletes here. Obviously, Trey Cunningham has run 13 seconds flat. He's not there this season. Crittenden ran a 13:16 this season as well. So We haven't seen Broadwell for the season. 12.94 at his best. Let's see what we'll get here. Yeah. They're getting in the blocks at the moment. I want to see what's going on here. And Bennett could sneak a surprise, but I doubt it. Yeah. All right. All right, they're out. Oh, they're coming back. There's a recall gun, it seems like. Someone false started. I don't really understand what's happening with the feed. For some reason, the stream just starts to replay the whole thing. No, I have lost the feed. This got they gotta be joking. Okay. All right, so they're gonna go again now. Back in the blocks. I don't know if there was a green light. For some reason, there was like a iffy thing with the speed, with the feed. All right, they're off. Yeah, Cunningham seems to be taking the lead easily now. Cunningham is there. Broadwell seems to be making a step, but he's afar. Cunningham is going to win this easily. So good win for Trey Cunningham. 13-1-2 is the flash time. Broadwell in second. No, I don't think so. I think he got injured, right? And then he was out for a while. So Broadwell is way out, way behind. He had to fight his way back into him. But good hurling from Cunningham, comfortably winning there. And so Trey Cunningham 13.12 ahead of Broadwell, who is just opening up at 13.24. Not a bad run. Dickinson in third, 13.26. Yeah. And Crittenden 13.28. Yeah. Thanks everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We got 2 more events for tonight. I'll be here tomorrow as well. I'll be here for the Olympics. Do a lot of live streams for the Olympics, watch alongs, review shows, giveaways, all of that good stuff. So you don't want to miss out. So you got to subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you know when we go live, when we put up videos, you get it in your sleep. You'll know. All right. So yeah, that was a good run by Trey Cunningham. Also decent from Broadwell. His hurdling technique was all over the place. He was left behind. He had to fight his way back and ending up with a second place this evening. But it's his opening race, I think, because I don't remember him opening up before. So he must be happy with a 13.24. Should only be getting better as the season progresses. So it's good to see Broadwell back because Jamaica has good hurling pedigree. There's no Hansa Parchment according to the reports. He pulled out of the meet, so I'm not sure if he's injured. I didn't get that update, so we'll see. So yeah, those are the only 2 events remaining on the track for tonight. 2 more events for tonight, and we'll get the women's 100-meter final that's coming up. We'll feature Tina Clayton, also Crystal Slowly, who is having a fantastic year and a good 11.09 seconds already. I think favorite for the night for me will be Julian Alfred, already 10.93 this season, 10.81 at our best. first year out of college, no collegiate season this year, working with Coach Flo. She has a good upside. There's Alana Reed, Makaya Briscoe, Shasha Forbes, Kemba Nelson, and Ramona Burchell. So that's the lineup for the women's 100 meters, which you'll have to wait for a little bit. It's up in another 13 minutes or so. So the way in which you're running this meet, you're not getting the things right away. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we are. Thank you everybody for joining. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell. And if you're enjoying the track and field, if you're enjoying other sports, let me know. Am I right? I'm taking a look at the T20 World Cup as well. Canada's innings ended at 194 for 5. There are 20 overs there, so United States has to respond in a second. Tomorrow I'll be on for Stockholm Diamond League watch along, and then also Cricket World Cup and maybe other things, videos on the channel. You check them out. Listen to Jaden Hibbert at the moment, you know. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. So Hibbert is saying that without his coach, he was having a little bit of difficulty navigating some of the things. His agent was there giving him some advice. So I think he's basically saying to jump this far, he's pretty happy with it, but he wasn't getting any kind of technical assistance or his usual technical assistance from his coach. So he is there by himself. Yeah, yeah. And he's also doing his first competition, doing his full run up. So I think the upside is big. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where he's gonna go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's happy with Hibbert is saying he's happy with the world lead. I mean, he should be happy with the world lead. Again, Jaden Hibbert this evening with a big jump. If you missed it, world lead of 1775. World lead by some, by I think uh, 14 centimeters because I think Andy Garcia did Hernandez rather did a 1761. So I think Hibbert is on course to go 18 meters this season as long as he's healthy. Yeah, I think he's gonna be diamond. You know. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So 100 meters up next in another 10 minutes, I think, for women. Uh, and so we'll get to see that. Julian Alfred, of course. Tina Clayton slowly. Alana Reed, Briscoe, Forbes, Nelson, and Burchell. So a good lineup. I think good lineup. There's a bunch of women here, the likes of Nelson, uh, Reed, even slowly, who probably thinking Clayton could be thinking this way. Can we break up that big three? And if not, can he make a way onto an Olympic team? So that it's a serious business there. Also, changing of the guard this year in women's 100 meters, especially for Jamaica, with the likes of Shelley and Fraser Price calling it quits after the most decorated career you'll likely have over 100 meters. Such a fantastic athlete, back to back at the Olympics, 5 world titles, bronze at the Olympics, silver at the Olympics. You know, bronze at the World Championship as well. The medal cabinet is just ridiculously good. Yeah. Handful of athletes that ever win back to back. Obviously, there's Wyoming Tyus did it, then Gail Devers, then Shelley and Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson Hero. You don't, those, that kind of company is like the pantheon of greatness there. So yeah, so there's a bunch of women that need to make a stake for what will come next after that. All right, so yeah, we're another few minutes before they get this 100 meter started, and then the night ends with another 100 meter that will see the likes of Noah Lyles, Zarnell Hughes feature as well, Oblique Seville, that Ferdinand Omanyala. That's a big field. Big field. Golson, Josephus Lyles, I think, is also there. So yeah, 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 yeah. Trey Cunningham on interview saying he had a great season over last week. Came to Jamaica to get good running, and he's happy with it. Yeah, yeah. A good run by Trey Cunningham. You look really good. Yeah, 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 yeah. So 100 meters next. Yeah, yeah. He looks good. He looks slender and everything. Yeah, it's tough to make the US team. It's gonna be very hard to make the US team. Obviously, Holloway uh starts favorite, but there's a bunch of guys that can make the US team really strong, really stack. 110-meter team. You got Daniel Roberts, Cordell Tinch. Crittenden could be in the mix as well too. This is a very hard team to make for sure. That's definitely the hardest team to make over 110-meter hurdles. Yeah. Don't forget to smash that like button, click the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Yeah. As I've been mentioning, guys, the way they structure this meet, they're taking a forever to go between events, and only 2 events are left. So I don't know why they're taking so long. Now they're panning the stadium. Yeah. The grandstand looks almost full, they say, but yeah, it looks okay. Yeah. Appreciate everybody joining as usual. I'll be back tomorrow morning as well. Stockholm Diamond League. Don't forget to watch out. I don't know wherever you are. If you're in the United States, it's on Peacock. And yeah. So yeah, the women are coming out. Julian Alfred is there. I'm seeing her. I'm seeing Briscoe. I'm seeing Forbes. I'm seeing Slowly. I'm Burchell there. I think that's Alana Reed. I think. Yeah. Yeah. This should be good. If they get a good tailwind too, you should get a good run. Last time Julian Alfred ran a race, she wasn't particularly happy in the way she executed. So let's see what she can do today. And then Tina, I'm trying to see where Tina Clayton is. She should be in lane 1. Yeah. So Clayton is not there. So lane 1 is empty. So no Tina Clayton, it seems like, from my vantage point. Yeah. So there's Slowly is there. There's Reed, Alfred Reed, Briscoe. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened to Tina Clayton, but she was listed on the start list, but I don't think I'll see when they pan again. I'll check for sure, but I'm not sure she's there. Yeah, want to see what Kemba Nelson can do too. Yeah. Oh well, maybe Clayton is there. Maybe I just didn't see properly. I'll take that back in a second. Yeah. Oh yeah, actually Clayton is there. I apologize, guys. Yeah. So Tina Clayton, Slowly, Alfred. Yeah, the Clayton sisters. This might be the year they, come on. I don't know. Clearly working with MVP. They forego college. I think they forego their last year as well, and in high school, and went to MVP. I like Slowly. I don't know. She looked good recently. Julian Alfred, I think, favorite for me. Yeah, fantastic talent there out of St. Lucia. I think Julian Alfred in particular has an interesting way of preparation if they're doing it right. She has no competition at a national championship, so they can really structure her season to really peak come Paris. You'd imagine Coach Flo would be doing something like that. Alana Reed looks like she's put on some more muscle here. Big talent in Alana Reed too. Maybe a little bit cycle early for her, but fantastic talent. Makai Briscoe, very talented as well. Yeah, yeah. Let's see what she can deliver too. Yeah. So this is gonna be a great race, guys. I hope it's gonna be a great race. Yeah. Yeah. And Ramona, yeah, Forbes is there. It's actually Forbes 1096 PB 11 for season best. Kemba Nelson, lots of talent there. Suffered with some injuries. Let's see what she can do this year. 1088 at her best. Can she get back in? No, Shelly. Shelly's not here. Shelly hasn't opened up yet. Kayla, yeah, and Birchall. Yeah, Shelly and Fraser Price is she come when she wants. I don't know when she's not. She hasn't opened up yet. She's not here this evening. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Looks like it's about to rain there too in the national stadium in Jamaica. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. That wouldn't have happened if they had speed up the races. They could have done finished the meet already. All right, so women are getting into blocks right now. Alfred last to get into the blocks. It seems like, yeah, this is gonna be excellent running. I think. Let's see if everybody get off. All right, they're out. Fantastic out of the blocks, well by slowly, but Alfred is blazing down the track right now, and she's by herself. Nobody can come close to her. This is a fantastic run. 10.79 flash time for Julian Alfred. Fantastic. 10.79 if that's a legal win. Blazing down the track, looking excellent. I told you the last time Julian Alfred run, she was not good. 10.78 is the official time. That is excellent running there from Julian Alfred. This is also a good run there by slowly 10.99 going under 11 seconds. Look at Alfred there separating herself. Really good stride pattern there. Technical ability that looks just the way Coach Flo teaches his athletes. Her head might be a little bit off there, but the knees are coming up well. The arms are going really good. She looks relaxed. Comfortable victory for Julian Alfred. Definitely one of those athletes that I think can really force her way onto a medal podium if things go well. This is, as you remember, her year. Finished college last year, so this is the first year she's a professional athlete. Slowly running really well too. Shashali Forbes in third, 11.035 rather. Tina Clayton, season best 11.17. Birchall 11.20. Alana Reed 11.25. Briscoe 11.31. And Kemba Nelson finishing down the track 11.35. This lived up, especially from Alfred. Also, I would say from Crystal Slowly, improvement on our earlier run, getting a PB going below 11 seconds. Good tailwind, 1.3. Really good running there. Lived up to the billing. I suspect if the win is similar like this, we should see a fast time in the men's race. Shot of Asafa Powell there in the crowd. But if the win is consistent here, we should see something really good as well. Don't forget we have Noah Lyles, Oblique Seville. The men are there getting ready for the 100 meter. It's there. Let me listen quickly to the Julian Alfred interview. Yeah. Big happy. She's healthy. I think Alfred is fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, so I think she'll be really happy with this performance. She is happy with it. She executed well, as she's saying. She did take a little bit of time off from the indoor season, and then now she's back. I think of all the athletes around the world, Julian Alfred, her preparation is gonna be easy in the sense that there's no pressure to get to the Olympics, and they can really tailor this. She can run as sparingly as possible, and they could really time a peak in order to be at our very best. 10:78, 1.3. That's good running at this time of the year. Excellent running. A basic time is a little bit, yeah. Anyway, you slice and dice this one, you can't complain about it. Fantastic running there from Julian Alfred. Shot at Noah Lyles here, just doing a little bit of a stride out, trying to keep warm. He's wearing an Adidas shirt as usual, and yeah. So this is gonna be a good race. Men's 100-meter coming up. Taekwondo Tracy, Kendall Williams, Oblique Seville. We'll want to see what he has in store. Zarnell Hughes, Lyles, uh, Omanyala, Golson, who broke on the scene last year as well, and Josephus Lyles. Yeah, we're talking about good stuff. One thing about Noah Lyles is that he doesn't like to lose. And he has a big, yeah, he's a big time runner. Now he feels very confident in the 100 meters. They allowed him to. I don't. They didn't allow him to win last year. He won, obviously, but now he's really confident. He's a 100, 200 man now. So we'll see. Yeah, yeah. But I like to see what Seville will do, what Zarnell Hughes will do as well. Zarnell finally made it on the podium last year. Yeah, so this should be good. Ferdinand Amaniala usually runs some good times. A lot of those times tend to be at altitude. Uh, and then last year, I thought he ran super fast too early. And so this season, he hasn't been running as fast as he did last year. It could be by design. You hope it's by design if he wants to have any chance of being in the mix come late season. The men's 100 meters this year should be fire at the Olympics. You never know. Bunch of different guys. Maybe Let's See Toboga might have something to say. Obviously, he's now just lost his mother, so we'll see what's going to go on. Yeah. What is this? I'm going to every stream show the 100 meters for 10 seconds. I promise. Yeah, I can't show any. I'm not showing it. I'll be honest with you. I can't do that. If I do that, it's a copyright strike. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that will be the 100 meters. Yeah. They ain't watching you. You promise. You think I know. You never know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. I feel it for you guys. I mean, it's on one spot if you want to. I mean, it's probably too late to know subscribe, but it's yeah. Nah, yeah. It's just principle, I guess. I get what you're saying, but I can't do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is coming up in a second here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know, I mean, but it goes already. I mean, I know, copyrights. Sometimes people strike you for the smallest of things, and they have the rights to it. And I can't. Yeah, yeah. So Oblique Seville just took his shirt off. Looks like it's red. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys putting a little peer pressure on me to show you the race. I unfortunately I can't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe it is. Yeah, there's always people trying to uh to stream stuff, but it goes. All right. Zarnell Hughes, Josephus Lyles on screen right now. So just about another 3 minutes before we get this on the way. And this should be this is the final event of the night. Yeah. Let's see what we get from Noah. That I didn't see. No, they haven't. So I don't know if they'll do it afterwards, to be honest with you, W. Uh, the Bolt versus the Chris Gale thing was being built up as something that they'll have, but I actually don't know. They haven't run. There's nothing yet. I don't know if they'll do it after this event is over, and I also don't know if they'll stay as long so we can get to see it. But we'll see. Yeah. After this is done, I'll let you know. All right. So they're about to get into the track. So Lyles has done a 10.01 for the season. Williams already at a 993, I think. 10.15 for Tracy. Omaniala has gone sub 10 as well, 998. Golson 10.10. Josephus 10.14. Nothing for Hughes and Seville yet. So let's see what he does over a season opener here. Yeah. All right. Albeit Seville, lots of talent. Just, hopefully he can finally get it right at some point. Hughes, Arnold Hughes, definitely got on the podium last time. And then the big man, Noah Lyles. So Lyles, did say in the presser that he wanted to break the stadium record of 9.75. Were he to do that tonight, then then he would clearly start favorites for me. Yeah, that would be crazy if he ran that tonight. Yeah, 9.75 is up. Blake did that some years ago, but I don't know. Yeah. And then Cajun Golson. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with this. Yeah, they need to figure out a way, but I guess they are trying to make money in some capacity. So yeah, the meat costs 15 US. So yeah, but I think that's probably where you have to have much more. Yeah, something. Yeah, you're right. You just gotta have yeah, you just gotta have a. Yeah, it's like I subscribe to a million things. This is ridiculous. Yeah. All right, they're in the blocks right now. And they're out of the block. Seville is really out really well. Now Elias is coming back in the mix. Oblique Seville is there. Seville is going to win this. Oblique Seville wins this ahead of Noah Lyles. Ahead of Noah Lyles, Oblique Seville. Fantastic run. He got out of the blocks and never lost. That's a ridiculous run. 9.82 from Oblique Seville, the world lead. World lead, Noah Lyles 9.85. 0.9 win. So tailwind 0.9. Personal best for Oblique Seville. His first race of the season. First race of the season. And he walks out in a 9.82. Glenn Mills, this boy is ready. Lyles was left behind and he was, once he got into his top end speed, he was coming, but Seville decided that you're not coming today. Not today. 9.82 to 9.85. Oblique Seville runs over to give Glenn Mills a big hug. That's a fantastic run from me. I just hope that Oblique Seville stays healthy. But that is a big, big marker there. He got out really well. I mean, fantastic drive face up into his top end speed. Noah Lyles is way back and he's coming now once he get into his top end speed. But not enough for Oblique Seville to take a look to his right to say, where is Noah? I mean, he's overstriding at the end there a little bit. Looks over. He could have run. This could have been a 9.8. This could have been a 9.8. He turned to his right and looked at this. This could have probably been a 9.8. Oh, that was fantastic running there by Oblique Seville. I like it. I like it. Fantastic running by Oblique Seville. 9.82 over Noah Lyles, 9.85. Omeniala in third, 10.02. Kendall Williams, 10.06. Zarnell Hughes, season best, 10.09. Josephus Lyles, 10.14. Golson, 10.18. Taekwondo Tracy, 10.3. Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. The win, as I said, was 0.9. So I guess, yeah. Maria is saying yes. I guess you're excited. No, that's a big run. That ends the meet really well. I guess it's well worth it. Fantastic performance. We've been waiting. We've been waiting. I think earlier, I think St. Clair was saying, or somebody, that the sprints haven't been delivered, or I don't remember who was saying it in an early comment, but we've been waiting for some fast times, and Oblique Seville opens up and is like, all right, I'm here. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's a lovely sprint there, world lead. If he stays in good shape, I remember last year Glenn Mills was saying I think he could go 10.6, and we are like, huh? but that was good running there. Well, excellent running. I didn't expect that. I actually didn't think. I mean, I know Oblique Seville has the ability, but it's the first race of the season, and Lyles was left back. Fantastic. Enough time for him to take a look over. Maybe if he didn't do this, it could have been a 10.8. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna beat Lyles, you have to beat him by being way out there. You have to get out there. Yeah, yeah. But that is excellent running there. Excellent running by Lyles too. 9.85. He said he was coming to run fast. Two men running. It was a two guy. That was not really two persons race because Seville basically was comfortable until he had to look over. But that was really good. Really good. Don't forget to like this video, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm coming back tomorrow for Diamond League watch along, and then we can chop it up afterwards as well. That's my thing. I do a lot of watch alongs whenever I can, and then we'll do review shows and so on. All right through the Olympics. Check out my other videos. Yeah, but that's good. The stadium is in a bit of ecstasy there. I think some excitement there. I'm going to listen to the interview real quick and give you feedback on it. So Oblique Seville says he's feeling great. Came out in front of his home crowd, delivered a PB, and he's appreciative of the hometown support. Yeah. Yeah. So Seville is saying he's surprised he ran this fast, but I mean, I think the interviewer was asking him that maybe we should not have been that surprised given what we saw in the straight 100 and the 200 and the 400 meters earlier this season. But he, but he's happy with it. He thinks it's something special. Yeah, yeah. Truth's a father I know I was beating. It's good. I mean, I like it. The next you say, well, he has to be, Maria. He has to be his own thing, right? Those are huge shoes to fill. I don't think anybody can, but I know what you're saying. I agree. I think you mean to take the mantle on and so on. Yeah, he has experience. He's been to major championships. He's gone to finals, missing out on medals in the last couple world championships. And so, yeah, hopefully he can, do something. Yeah, yeah. But this was an excellent running by no by Oblique Seville. Certainly ended the meet on a very high world lead, first race of the season. Yeah, yeah. And I really hope he stays healthy because if he stays healthy, I mean, I think he can really restore some Jamaican pride at the Olympics, right? Because talent is not an issue here, and he's being coached by one of the very best. So and yeah, I like it. I like it. I mean, this is a fantastic run. Yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know if they're gonna show this boat versus Chris Gale race. Alfred looked good. So really good performances tonight for sure. Julian Alfred, uh, fantastic. Jaden Hibbert, jumping a world lead too in triple jump. Yeah, in the end, this was a very good meet. Yeah, 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 yeah. They just should have speed things up a little bit. Uh, yeah, yeah. I think they might be closing, but yeah, this is good. Let me know your thoughts on anything. What you guys think? Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow for sure, guys. Stockholm Diamond League in the morning. I'll be there to do a. I'll be on the channel to do a little bit of watch along. Don't forget to check out stuff. Don't forget to get a preview. We're gonna drop a video on the Olympic track. This is the actual Paris track. For those of you who are coming on for the first time, I was in Paris a few weeks ago and Mondo was laying it, and I was fortunate to get a piece of it. And fantastic purple track and all that stuff. We'll be doing some videos on a few other things pertaining to the Olympics and the build up, and also other sports as well. So yeah, yeah. Appreciate everybody tonight. This was a fantastic track meet in the end in terms of the delivery from Oblique Seville, Jaden Hibbert, Julian Alfred. I think Cunningham was really fantastic too over the 110-meter hurdles. Those are some fine performances there. I'm trying to think through what I should expect. I think 13:12 was decent. Charlton at 12:64 was not too bad. I was good to see Yannick Thompson doing a good 12:66 as well. So yeah, some good stuff there at the meet. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody, guys. I'm gonna sign off for the evening. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow if you are available, and we'll do some review live shows in the week as well. Yeah, the boat race doesn't seem to be happening. The TV, the stream has cut off on my end, so they ended it. So unfortunately, I don't know what's happening. Thank you, W. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, cheers. Goodbye.